Hello everyone, and welcome to Old World. We are back live with another 2025 community tournament match between Sabertooth and MongrelEyes. This is part 2. Just getting ourselves situated here. Our players are getting reacquainted with their position since playing in the match last week. And I will be making sure that we are running steady here, that we are live, and that all the sound and the Discord and all the chat is working. If you're joining us live after the fact on YouTube, please do me a wonderful favor of giving us a like, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, check out the official Mohawk YouTube channel. We have a playlist there of all of the games this tournament. Feel free to check out the action as it has been unfolding in these last couple of months. The tournament has been a great exciting time and has led to lots of amazing footage and coverage. If you are with me live at the moment, please just give us a sound check and let me know that I'm coming through okay. Doing a little bit of a different setup today. And yes, we are in a marathon session this weekend. If you're with us live, we have several matches tomorrow as well. All right, so let's do a quick recap for everybody tuning in now live or catching up on YouTube. If they skip directly to part 2, let's see where we're at. The military score favors Carthage, which of course makes sense here. Looking at 620 to 360 thereabouts. We have lots of tribal mercs being purchased. Not too many upgrades. We have a handful of level 5, strength 5 units. Let me hop over to Carthage. Strength 5 units, but no strength 6s as far as I'm aware. Carthage has managed, thanks for the sound check in chat, Carthage has managed to expand northward. They put themselves in a position where they're at full peace with the Numidians. They are at over 200 friendly opinion here, friendly. So I'm thinking that maybe they have their fingers crossed for a potential tribal alliance. Just build the Jerwan up here. And yeah, but they've expanded across this ridge here. And the interesting thing about this position for the Axumites is that if we look at the map here and the exploration, the Axumites don't even know that ridge exists. So as far as they know, this ocean could connect to the Indian Ocean. They do not know that this is the Ligurian Sea. They do not know, even with this scout here, that this is the Red Sea. They have no vision on the names of these seas. Game audio is muted, because of course it is, because I play with the game muted, but let's get that. Wait. No, it's not. Must be really low. Hold on. I'm being fooled by chat. But all right. Well, I guess I'll turn it up a little bit if that's a problem. Do a little bit up there. A little bit up there. We'll see how we go. Okay. All right. Anyway, so Axum has no idea if this sea connects to this sea, so they are going to be in for a bit of a surprise. I suspect, don't we have a settler somewhere in Carthage coming out? I don't know if it's already out, but I suspect as soon as this city gets settled and this city gets settled, there will be enough vision one way across the between both players that this situation will soon become apparent to Carthage. But I think, given the impenetrable nature of this terrain here, you have a 1-tile pass, a 2-tile pass, and then 1-tile pass across marsh, bordered by coast on each side, water on each side, and then into a string of hills. I feel like there's just no way you're going to take this position, which, I mean, tactically speaking, is going to be quite the puzzle for Carthage, because you're looking to try and come into this territory aggressively if you're going to end through conquest and invasion, while very likely seeing a couple ships getting put in these seas and being able to get harassed on your back line or harassed on the front line. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what future conflicts between these players could look like. Yeah, so that's mostly the map layout here. Let's take a look at some other stats. We did power score already because Carthaginian mercs are doing merc work. More or less even, slight advantage to the orders on MongrelEyes, Carthage. This is plus or minus worker turns. Science has been a strong lead for most of the game for Carthage. Currently, twice as much science being added into the game from the Carthage science output. All right, let's see what else we care about. Money, Carthage, because Carthage. Let's take a look at legitimacy. Okay, Carthage, more or less. Workers. 13 workers to Carthage, 9 to Sabertooth and on Axum. The wealth favors Axum at the moment. Specialist, twice as many specialists in the Carthaginian Empire as Axum. 3 more techs on Carthage. And pretty much neck and neck on improvements control. Both players have built wonders. Axumites have built the pyramids and the ziggurat, both decent early game grabs. And then the rest of the 5 total weak wonders were gobbled up by Carthage. They have the Yazakalaya, they have the Jerwin Aqueduct, and the Hanging Gardens. The Yars on Carthage has been a nice grab here. He just needs to do a little bit more work spreading his religion around, but that's going to be an extra 20% civics in all of his Zoroastrian cities, which he's currently building Zoroastrian monasteries in. It's still early in the game here on turn 44, so honestly, I would love to see, and we have decent culture. We're already at strong in 2 of our cities. I mean, this one will be strong shortly, right? This would be a game that I would really love to see a legalism grab. Legalism, comboing with the Yaz is just going to be so much civics, potential civics output. I don't think we have a mythology yet. So each monastery would be an extra 2 civics. And then the Yaz is going to be generating another 20% civics on top of that. So to just get a look at what we're dealing with here already, this statesman seat has 35 civics per turn. Which is going to be really nice for decrees or really nice for enacting laws or, of course, long-term, using civics to rush production. So I think legalism would be a cool grab. Of course, you can never go wrong with mythology as well. Mythology is always a good grab as well. Let's take a look at the Axumite position here. Where are we? Axum has cleared this front line city site, headed towards the settle. Here with a settler. They're working on building their barracks complexes. It looks like he built the 2 barracks and then he wandered off with his workers. So in the first half, I was being a little critical here about the fact that he wasn't building strongholds, right? So he had the barracks here, and now he's building another barracks. Interesting positioning here. I'm not really sure what that's about. Possibly maybe he wants to collapse some urban tiles down here to collapse this border. That's fine. Honestly, I mean, maybe grabbing colonies for something like that at some point would make more sense. But anyway, so I'm going to kind of bring that criticism back a sec here because it looks like we've moved our workers on. Oh, I mean, I guess we have a garrison here. I'll be curious. I'll be keeping an eye out what this worker does next because really, you're tossing out orders by not tossing in these garrisons. I was being a little bit too. Oh right, yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, all right. Sorry. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. I was being a little bit too critical, I think, or heavy-handed with my criticism of saying, you know, oh, hey, do your garrisons first because those are orders. I mean, that's definitely one way you can do it. However, either way, at the end of the day, whether you do the barracks first or the garrisons, I feel like definitely getting them both out there once you have military drill is a solid play because that's going to increase your order economy. Now, give me 1 second here. Okay, joining us live in the caster's booth is our good neighborly community member, Alcaris. Hello, Alcaris.
Hello, hello. How are you, Sion?
I'm doing just great. Thanks for joining in today. I'm just going to try see if I can turn you.
Okay, I can see if I can adjust my mic as well.
Yeah.
So.
Only because you talk soft and I talk loud. So I want to make sure whoever watches on YouTube can turn you up without having me shouting in their ear.
Yep, sounds good. I just caught up on your recap, watching your stream at 3x speed, so I'm all caught up with everything you said already.
Yeah, so basically,
So,
we're kind of in our position here of I think both players are comfortable to develop. It's like one of those maps that is just large enough where you can kind of like. I think Carthage is in a strong position. They built the Jerwan in a nice spot. They're getting their farmers around it. They have two solid early game wonders, and I mean, now they have monasteries being finished. So I think it's kind of in a position where I think Carthage is in a strong position, and they don't really need to do anything. They can just kind of sit pretty and keep developing. To be honest.
yes, I think they're in a pretty dominant position here. If that tribal alliance turns in, or that peace turns into a tribal alliance with the Numidians, then they can potentially settle 3, 4 city sites for just buying money, and they have money to buy 5 city sites, 6.
Yeah,
I mean,
one hundred
that
percent.
would, and while buying units from the Numidians as well, it's only 600 gold to hire some of these ranged horses and even melee horses. One fun thing I only learned recently, the melee Numidian horse counts as a horse for attacking siege.
Yeah, it's going to be really tricky because honestly, the initial thought process of getting this piece here is like, okay, well, Carthage kind of boxes themselves in; they can't expand. But now that they have this northern corridor, they really don't need to. They'll have more. They have just as many cities as Axum has now. Once Axum settles this site, Axum will have 8, but then Carthage will get 8 from this site too, which they have a settler on the way. So really, they're keeping pace with their opponent. They're kind of better developed, and so there's really no need to break this piece. So these will start raiding Axum, and also if it ever does turn into an alliance, that's going to be easy expansion for Carthage anyway. So I think they can just chill behind this wall of massive units, get a scout out here, which they have one now, and they'll be able to see any aggressive posturing from Axum from a long way out.
They do have 10 Merc units right now, so
Crazy.
most of which are not upgraded. So we'd love to see some upgrades and potentially some rally troops as well, although they don't have civics for that. But yeah, they're ahead on orders, they're ahead on science, and they're ahead on military. Usually, if you have all 3 of those, you're in a pretty dominant position.
Yep.
Um,
If I
but
recall, I
a
believe.
lot of their mill strength is paper, in the sense that it is
Yes.
10, and there is a champions family, I presume, on Axum. Yes, there is.
Yep.
So
And we
go
are
ahead.
bringing out Dimit Warriors. We do have 4 laws on both nations, and we have the first unique unit, I think, coming out in 3 turns here from Adwa. And I did an elephant check, and I think there's only one. Yeah, there's one way out here. This is the only elephant on the map on both sides of the map. There's one here, and then there's one. Oh, wait. Weirdly enough, that's. Oh, no, there's one right here. Okay. Yeah, so Carthage's only recourse for getting their unique unit is a rider's grab, which let's see if they did their import yet. They have done import. Oh, wait, no, they haven't.
Yes, in the far north, they did it in the northern city, not the sea, which makes sense. That northern city, Utica, is going to have 2 ore, assuming they can expand the borders up there.
Oh, nice. Good grab up here. Yep, 2 ores up here, and now they
And
have
closer
their
as well,
elephants.
right? So that's a dominant position, especially if they can maybe get a bireme up in Tapastis. They could
Yep.
anchor a bireme in the Red Sea and then suddenly say hello.
Of course, of course. And of course, like I outlined before you joined the call, this is a terribly difficult path to get into this city anyway. So even if the battle started going a little south as Axum starts invading into your core, we've seen this happen in some other games where like coastal movement or certain map positions creates a weird puzzle about the fact that your opponent's in a kind of impregnable position, but you need to kind of attack past them in order to win. Unfortunately, the 2 games that I'm thinking of were both that had a replicatable, that had a similar situation, both ended in early concessions before that late game conflict ended up happening. So I don't know how to puzzle out this kind of tactical position that Carthage has secured for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, let's see, family opinions look pretty okay for, well, the Axum champions are happy. Carthage, mostly okay. The statesmen really love them. Yeah, I mean, I think Carthage is in a strong position here, but of course, again, they have 10 mercenary units, and many of them are not upgraded. So those will fall like paper. I don't think their actual mill strength is as strong as it is, because outside of military, they have 3 slingers, a camel archer. I'm just trying to see what they have. Yeah, so 3 slingers, a camel archer,
Hmm.
and 3 warriors. That's their only troops outside of their 10 mercs. So a lot of that strength is paper.
Yeah.
That will fall apart very quickly with champion units attacking them,
And
especially since there's
interestingly
a lot of
enough,
3 strength units that aren't upgraded.
Interestingly enough, too, I always find it fascinating the way the games can play out depending on what decisions the players make. For example, if Axum was fully expanding um, eastward this entire time, the majority of their forces would be right here. Maybe they'd be pushing into this next
Yeah,
camp,
there'd be
right?
pressure.
And it'd be a lot of pressure. And what I find fascinating about that is that the majority of the Carthage troops, as you laid out, not only are they, tribes or whatever, a good portion of them are up here. So if there happened to be a bulk Axumite force right here, you could create an awkward situation where you just keep moving forward, and your opponent's army has to come from behind you, which could either be a disadvantage to you or, in my opinion, probably a disadvantage to them.
I just want to point out that an Axum scout last turn did finally go north and is near the city site west of Utica, and they do see the
Nice.
Carthage troops there. So Axum is
Fantastic.
becoming aware about the northern branch, or the northern, I'm not sure what that is, Isthmus?
Isthmus, yes,
Isthmus,
it's
I'm
an
not sure.
isthmus, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's
yeah.
actually, honestly, fantastic information for the Axumites. I was thinking that they did need to do more scouting. They haven't done the best scouting for, turn 45 in the game.
Yeah, builders can be challenging to find those orders to scout. They also have another scout in the south, so they've got decent vision now, and I presume they're, yeah, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see what they do next. What about Carthage over here right now?
One thing I like here is that an immediate response, what feels like an immediate response to discovering the city site, is Sabat, the trader seat by this coast, is already building a
Irene
Byrium.
instantly, yes.
I
Love
think
to see
that's a
that.
very, very nice response to the potential threat of a situation of your opponent having city sites on an ocean. And he also now, due to the name of this sea, he does know that the Ligurian Sea is a sea and not connected to the Indian Ocean.
Is that how it works? Seas are always not connected to the ocean in Old World? Okay, good to know. Learn something every day.
Typically, yes. Typically,
Yeah,
yes.
makes sense. Yeah, the Black Sea, it seems consistent.
Now, I think that wouldn't be. I think it's possible if there was like a path, like a smaller pathway through here, like maybe a canal. It would still
Yeah,
give us the new name down here. So I don't know that that's 100%. But
also really interesting is,
typically speaking, on a continent map. So basically, that's the tip for the continent map. Once you see a name out here, Indian Ocean, this Indian Ocean is your exterior sea. So if you
of course,
see
you
a
can
different name for that, then you likely have, at the very least, a bay area, if not an ocean lake.
of course, that does open up subterfuge in that you can, of course, name sites if you want to, instead of using the default names. So you could strategically rename the ocean the sea and the sea the ocean just to confuse your opponent.
Right. I also gotta turn on something real
These
quick.
little lakes are also really interesting. There's like little tiny freshwater lakes. So it's going to make it really hard to go up there because it's just super narrow with marsh. Um, all right,
Yeah.
let's see what Axum does as a response here.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I really love these single marsh tile bridges. I'll be curious to see if anyone attempts to use them for any future conflicts.
Pretty good training in the champ seat, 36 training
Yes,
with 2 racks, both with apprentice officers.
right here.
Interesting tech choice here.
Compared to the rider seat, which I believe is the best training output currently for Carthage at 25 training. So the champions is putting in champions work.
Yep. Sadly, no ore near that champ seat, despite there being some pretty nice ore spots, but that's the disadvantage of not being able to scout early to figure out where to plop that champion seat.
Yeah.
Interesting check choice here. Curious, he's got both monasticism and compo selected. Which one will he pick?
Yes, that's an interesting choice. We already have 4
would you pick
laws,
here?
so monasticism's less of a... Although, you know what?
He doesn't have a world religion yet.
Yeah, he doesn't. Let's see. I think I was thinking about that back with Carthage. Carthage had that decision. Carthage had a choice between Doctrine or Compo, and personally, I would like to see a Doctrine grab for Carthage because they have the order economy to start utilizing Orthodoxy relatively early here. Now for
Axum's
Axum,
going orders boost.
wow. Okay. Let's see. What would we cycle to for that? We would cycle to Polis,
Potentially
Rhetoric.
husbandry or architecture or free settler as well.
Yeah.
They don't have a city site free right
I don't
now.
necessarily hate it. I don't necessarily hate it. Give you a nice, strong turn in you spend a couple turns healing this northern army up.
Yeah, I think you just have to be careful of not choking yourself by having every worker start an improvement.
Right. I was thinking, you heal this northern army up, and then on the turn with the boost, you can advance and try to take this camp. You can consolidate. You can move settlers around.
He's scouting and seeing quite the number of troops there by Utica, so his scout does have some more vision. He's sort of following those troops home. That's a good thing to do, follow your opponent's troops around, try to keep an eye on them. He's also got this awkward raid from the Vandals coming up, though he's got a slinger positioned east of Keseke.
One thing I think is always fun that I've done once or twice in past games is, even though Phalanx is a decently high value tech, I like to delay it to try and micromanage when I can get that 20 order boost for an attack or something.
Yes. Tough optimization to do, but can
very
really
tough.
Nice if you pull it off, because it gives you a very nice alpha strike.
Yeah.
It's equivalent to a legendary decree plus some more. So.
Yeah. Or even just having, even just knowing it's going to pop off in the middle of one of your turns during a conflict, whether you're on the offense or defense, can be really useful.
So that Byreme is underway. He does have a settler ready in his capital, but nowhere to go, no site cleared. Oh, he is attacking this Carthaginian scout that for some reason is visible.
Where are we seeing the Byreme? Oh, is it the Carthage Byreme? No, where was he?
No, there's a Axum Byreme being produced in Sabat, and then he has another Byreme on the west coast.
Oh, yes, that was a lucky event. That was a really nice grab. I haven't seen that event in a while, but he did get it. That wasn't, unfortunately, not really a map that was able to leverage it too much, but still always nice to have an extra ship. Yeah, I think colonies would be a smart grab here at some point. Really extending this coastline from Mendeferia, or maybe even spending the money to get Keskesi as Axum all the way to get you some tiles up into this bay, would give you more build queues. That's something I would love to. That's a level of micro I would love to see in the game at some point. And we have a request for a road network update. So this is the connected status, and this is the road status. So Axum has a road kind of extending across their empire, and they're mostly connected. So once we get this set up to maybe this river and then straight across, we'll be good to go. And for the Carthaginian Empire, we have some roads through the center, but nowhere really to go beyond that. We have river connection up here, and we did start a road towards the north, so pretty solid road building from the Carthaginians. However, it looks like he took his workers to head and start building this, the Jerwan and the farms. We do have a builder on the throne, so there was some stacking done there.
That makes sense, but hopefully we'll see that road network finished. Pretty good roading. Both players, of course, have traders, which helps quite a lot with road building.
Yes, indeed.
Carthage is getting a rancher in one city. Do they have another rancher? Are they going to lock Judaism, potentially? No, I don't see another rancher in process. So just one rancher. Not sure I love the pig ranchers in Utica. But in fact, I'm pretty sure I don't love them because I'm not a fan of ranch. I guess he wants to grab the ore, so maybe it's okay with that. He's using the ranchers to grab the ore in Utica.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. Do we have access to... Yeah, people don't like to spend the civics to swap into colonies, which I suppose does make sense.
I think the thing I've been playing around with lately is taking colonies first.
Yes.
Buying up tiles, and then after a turn or two, swapping over.
100%. I think that's completely worth it. I get it. I do that. And I don't do it every single game. It depends on how expanded I am by the time I'm getting serfdom. If I still have expansion to do, I kind of don't want to wait. But yeah, 100%.
Yes, good point there. That both players have sufficient scouts on the map, 3 and 2. Carthage, of course, got that extra scout from Riders, but both players have built at least one additional scout.
Yep, both players did build one scout, and that's nice. Or actually, Carthage might have gotten one from an event, but either way, yes. I know the Axumites built an extra scout. I'm not 100%.
Interestingly, Axum is actually up a city on Carthage, although once Carthage settles that western city site, that will be... But you would expect Carthage to out-expand.
Well, yeah, that's going to be the
They kind of
drawback
walled themselves
in this
in
case
with the
of going
Numidians.
for the peace with the Numidians instead of just killing them all outright.
Yeah. Yeah. If they do get that tribal alliance, they should be able to settle. But if they don't, it's going to be really awkward because that's a lot of Numidian units. They're all going to be very strong. So,
Speaking of extra scouts, we have one more scout, a 2-turn scout coming out of a duelist. I like this. This is something I like to do once I have decent growth in, especially a trader seat is easy to do because of, this is mostly dyes or pearls here, but if you have a big fishery and you have a trader's family on it, you can get really cheap, quick 2-turn scouts. And honestly, I don't mind taking a couple of turns and just churning out 2 or 3 extra scouts. Even if they just sit where they are for the moment, just having them around is really, it ends up being really useful at some point when you decide you need more vision. So I like that we're building a 3rd scout for the Axumites.
yes. You can almost never have too many scouts.
Yeah. It's, it can be something you can kind of forget to build, but once you have that high growth, it's really handy. Really handy. Nothing wrong with spending 2 turns worth of build queue to get yourself a scout. They're high value, and if nothing else, you can use them as a tactical civilian.
Yes, and of course you can just get the orders to put them in a good position, and then they can just sit there and give you lots of vision for a long time and give you early warnings. So really liking Axum's current scouting. It's improved a little bit. They've got a little bit of vision of where things are. Would love to see a little bit more in terms of like getting a scout into the inland parts of Carthage to be able to see like what is he building.
And I wonder if that's now a response to discovering the Carthaginian northern isthmus area, because, again, if we look at this map here, we do know that, Axum doesn't have the best scouting here. So I like that we found that city site and we build a boat, and then it's also, we're going to build another scout and say, okay, I need more eyes on this map because I don't really know what's happening. He is now aware of this force up here, as you had called out. Can't quite see this archer upgrade, though. But that's
he does
bad
have vision
news.
on the cities as well. I think perhaps because of wonders. Yes, I guess wonders.
He does. It would not. Yeah. So at some point, I'd like to see him take some effort. This is some pretty decent movement here. So Axum, Sabertooth could afford to move this scout up and kind of take a look at the core and see what's going on.
Of course, balancing all that with orders is pretty tough. Curious to see where.
Oh, you know what? That'll be a great use of the ordered boost. Get it?
Yeah, you could do that.
He has a scout coming out in 1 turn, so I mean he'll be able to force march it somewhere, like out into the distance, and then this one could do a heavy force march. So let's keep an eye out on that and see if he uses that ordered boost for scouting. Oh, we're having some aggressive positioning on this marshland isthmus over here by the Nuba Mountains.
Yes. I need to step away. I'll be right back in about a couple minutes. Be right back.
We have a question from the chat saying, is it a wrong assessment to say Carthago is quite a bit ahead currently? No. Carthage is in a strong... That's not wrong. Carthage is in a strong map position. They have a good tactical position with this area they expanded to up north. They have stronger science. They have a currently larger military. They're even in laws and relatively even in cities. I don't know that the game is definitive for Carthage, but sure, they're definitely in a strong position. Typically, if your opponent shoots super far ahead in science, that usually means they're neglecting some other areas, such as either expansion or military, so then you can kind of punish them in turn, depending on the map and the access you have to them in kind. So, getting rushed by someone with a bunch of archers. It doesn't really matter if you hit your 7 law total if you don't have any units to defend yourself. Getting steel now for the Carthaginians. I believe Alcors has muted himself. But that's fine. I will assume it was on purpose. Trapper down here. But yeah, no, things are cooking. We have 46 science for the Axumites, 74 for the Carthaginians. And yeah, there's nearly double the amount of science in the tech tree. Yeah, there is double. So that is certainly a strong position to have going into the mid-game. In a dueling arena, turn 50 is certainly the mid-game, if not stretching close enough to what we could deem the end game. Typically conflicts...
back as well.
Okay. Typically conflicts in the duel scene kind of revolve around 3 what I suppose we could call flex points, and those flex points are about turn 30, turn 50, and turn 70, I would say are the major flex points of the games. And of course there's deviations and variations depending on the map, the nations, the players, etc., and what's happening in the game. Yep, Carthage is just probably, if he force marches this next turn, he's only 1 turn away from settling this final eighth and final city. And he will be caught up in terms of overall cities with Axum. But again, he's not really behind in terms of his overall output and production in his current 7 cities. Having a builder on the throne, I believe he started with a builder. And
yes, this is his starting leader.
Yeah, we had a bit of a crisis in Axum. His first ruler was put in a position of accepting a new ruler or facing a rebellion. And I believe, as we can see here, this dead queen was a commander. And not really a great one. And that took over from our own builder that we started. Both players started with builder. But Sabertooth was in an unfortunate position where he did not want to and or was not able to face the rebellion from that commander. So he lost his builder pretty early on.
Definitely unfortunate. You see that in the legitimacy difference as well.
Yep. Definitely a difference in the legitimacy for that reason as well. Although he is caught up. He's caught up. He's only 10 points behind now, thereabouts. Oh, maybe 15. All right. Let's see where we're at here. Running out of time. Oh, we don't have any orders left anyway, so that's all right. So, all right, so now this is the major order boost turn for the Axumites.
Orders.
Yep. 43 orders. Love to see it. Yeah, this is the perfect thing to have when you're about to attack or when you're in the middle of a fight. Always a real treat to get that orders boost if it's hanging around. Certainly, as Alcor said, very, very difficult to optimize. But this is a great turn, for example, now thinking about workers. Great turn for building roads. Definitely a great turn for building roads. We could see that. Great turn for scouting. You could see a couple forced march scouting. And of course,
got a choice of builder or scholar for his heir.
Very nice. Sister. Very, very nice. We'll see if we can get a builder to come back in or if he's just going to opt to a scholar. We have a really nice judge. Affable, strict, cunning, ruthless. Jester's Mask as well. Interesting choice on the Jester's Mask there. What's our political situation like? It's pretty stable. I personally love the one that gives you Bloodthirsty. Or the one that gives you Stealth Workers. Stealth Workers is a real treat. Just because if you're ever on the defense and you really want to make use of tactical workers, nothing like hiding a bunch of workers in the woods and then randomly upgrading them into militia and Zoc-locking your opponent by surprise. Going for architecture here. Interesting.
Very situational. Architecture definitely a long-term play here.
Yeah.
But will help with his science deficit.
Certainly will. Certainly greedy.
Science deficit. He's almost half. 2K total versus 1.1K.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Science deficit.
I believe both players went with an intelligent builder to start, and just really unfortunate for Axum that theirs died. Theirs got cooed. They didn't even die. It was alive the entire time. It was just got cooed. Okay, so
those Rising Star events are so treacherous. So
still,
I don't really love them in multiplayer.
Trying to see what we're using these orders for. No real movement on workers yet. No real movement on scouts. Would like to see this one build a garrison. An odd thing that can happen to me every now and then is I get my culture thresholds for the garrison stuff wrong. Like sometimes I think I need a strong culture city for a stronghold. Probably the name, to be honest. And then sometimes that can prevent me from putting a garrison in a weak city because it's almost like I assume that it's the garrison that needs developing culture. It doesn't happen often, but every now it's like a relic from when I was learning the game. I thought you needed more culture than you actually did, and every now and then I forget about it.
It's a good feature request. We can see if the devs can rename the stronghold to the developing hold. It's much cleaner. And then the citadel to the Cita Strong.
That'd be silly. That would be silly. All right, so it looks like we're backing off from this location here. We can't see the posturing. We can see that archer. We did get an upgrade here for a 6th-strength elite Libyan cavalry. And of course, right around this territory in Utica is arid tiles, so our Libyans will be able to defend that city quite nicely.
Also some camel archers too. Your favorite unit.
I think that's the free camel archer from monasticism. We have a raid headed to the Axumites, so that piece is finally starting to send some harass over to Axum.
Expecting Carthage to pull that settler west and settle, maybe even with a force march. Nope, can't quite reach. With
Yeah, I would hope that they would force march it.
That'll be just one tile off.
Oh, no. Oh, so, okay, well, they don't have any workers nearby. But my favorite thing, some people have criticized me for this. But yeah, you can always take a worker and build a couple of roads in the time. And sometimes in a situation like this, even just building one road in a spot, like maybe a road right here, can be enough to give you just that extra leg of movement to make the distance. Always something to watch out for, especially in combat. I build combat roads a lot. Wow. And it looks like we're going to just keep clearing as Carthage. This is bold, and I love it. Imagine that. Imagine Carthage just clear across the map. Oh, yeah, they're going for it.
Yeah, they don't see any Axum borders nearby, so why not?
True to form, Mongol really does just kind of like strong-arming his way across the map where he can.
Does he have another settler anywhere in queue? Yes, he does, in Thapsus, for that next site, I guess. So, yeah.
Yep, so I would not be surprised if we see this settler not settle this site, because he's already done this already where he had 2 sites cleared, and he actually had the settler... leapfrog. So I wouldn't... So with 3 turns on this settler in the back line and the priority of maybe plopping a city down before Axum can contest, I would not be surprised that this settler just keeps going.
There's an Axum settler west of Sabat and northeast of Mendefera, so in theory he could actually snipe onto that city site because it is not... No one is guarding it.
I was just thinking that. I was just thinking, if he leaves this unclear, can Axum see this? That would be the coolest thing. I don't know if he'd be able to hold it. Can he get there? I can't tell.
He does have a scout there. He does have a scout.
And he does have a worker for extra roads if he needs extra roads. Oh, boy. I really hope this happens. I hope Sabertooth is bold enough to make this play. Again, I don't even know if it's worth it.
Would he be able to hold this?
No, but it would just be awesome. Do it for the content, right? You're live. Wow, that would be so cool to see. I gotta hop back. How many orders left? 12 orders left? 9 orders left? Wow, if Mongrel leaves that site blank and Axum snipes it, that'll just be a treat.
He is going to leave it blank. There's nothing that can stand on it.
No, but he could still... Oh.
No, nothing is movement nearby.
Unless he... he doesn't have the training. Whoa! Is okay, all right. Yep, all right. All eyes on Axum now. Let's see if he's going to be bold. Again, just to be clear, if you're watching this live... I don't necessarily think this is a good idea. I just think it would be funny.
Can he make it, though? Because the settler I think the hills are. He's going to be one tile off. I think. I don't think he'll be able to make it next turn.
He would be able to make it. Oh, he doesn't have enough force march. I was thinking he would be able to make it if he roads with the worker.
I don't even think the road is going to help him because the marsh is one tile each, and then the hills are one tile each. And...
But you'd force march. You'd force march the settler.
He will be able to force march next turn because he's going to get enough training. But I don't think. I think the force march will leave him on the hill, not on the. We'll see.
What? Right. So he doesn't have enough training to do both. But if you force march the worker onto the hill and build roads on the hill, then you would be able to. Yes, so that's what I was saying. But he will only have enough to force march.
Yeah, he's going to be awkwardly one tile short.
Speaking of which, don't do what I think you're about to do, because the UI tells you that you can't do it. If he force marches across this, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah, I mean, he should know that he can't quite reach it. That would be horrible if he just force marches a settler right there. But I don't think he's going to, because he kind of moved it up and is just sitting. He's going to do it next turn, I think.
When I rewatched my game against Seasand, he mentioned that he was having trouble counting orders. And I wonder if not everybody knows that if you grab the unit and you go like this, you'll be able to kind of like math it out.
Yeah, though, if it's not your turn, you won't be able to see where the force march will be if the unit's already moved, so it can be a little tricky sometimes. So.
It can be tricky sometimes, yeah. All right, anyway, I think I don't think that's going to happen, so I think I'm focusing too much on that.
Interesting that he's building these roads next to the river. Oh, yeah, I guess he doesn't have exploration or epics yet.
Yeah. Barracks in Mendefera, don't hate that.
Could get a spearman or a court scholar. What do you prefer on this event?
Typically I take this. It's a court soldier, and typically I take the soldier. It really depends on how early it fires and what it's offered. So, like on this map with lots of Numidians, if I got it, on turn 15, turn 18, then sure, I would grab the spearmen. Or if I'm worried about the Hittites, because it's a multiplayer game, sure, I'd grab the spearmen. But at this stage in the game where I'm at, I would 100%. Eventually, I grab the courtier. Generally speaking, I prioritize courtiers more than everything.
Yeah, they're hard to get in a reliable way, except for, I guess, Judge, which is not even that relevant. So we may see
and they
force march and take that city site here. This is actually going to be really interesting.
Yeah. If we take a look at the cognomen breakdown here, because we have the noble on Carthage. So one thing I want to point out to our viewers is a courtier in terms of the credit. So right now we're 72,000 over 7,000, the 70,000 we need to become the noble. So the next threshold is 8,000, right, to become glorious. So how this works is all of these different actions that you do throughout the game will give you more and more points to you. It's like, it's XP in like an RPG or whatever, right? So one of the reasons why I like courtiers is courtiers actually gives you 1,000 every one you grab. So it's a very, very reliable way not only to just get courtiers, which are good on their own, but to get good cognomen credit and boost yourself up these tracks pretty good. Because you'll notice a courtier actually gives you just as much as settling a city, or half as much as building a wonder, which is 2,000 per. So I heavily prioritize the courtiers very, very often.
So Carthage is floating quite a lot of money, 7.7k. They could, if they have the civics, they could just start the museum straight up.
Wow, that would be worth it. They do have the city for it. Let's do a quick reminder of what else is in the game for wonders. We have the Apadana, the Jebel. Oh, I would like to see Carthage start the Jebel, to be honest, because we have the religion. There's no reason we shouldn't be spreading it everywhere, and the Jebel is a good grab in that case. Mausoleum, Colossus. I'd like to see the Colossus get grabbed just because it's good, and people don't usually buy it. And then the legendaries aren't really much to write home about. Pantheon can be decent enough to synergize with our early Yazakalaya grab. If you do the Yaz, the Colossus, Yaz, Colossus, and Pantheon, that would be a metric shit ton of civics in all of your cities. But of course, I suspect the game won't go long enough for a wonder like the Pantheon to really
I
pay off.
definitely would like to see a museum be grabbed personally. It's like a university, basically, or better than a university.
Yep, and we do have pretty good science in our capital. Let's take a look here.
With 5 specialists, so that'll also be more civics too, as well, because it does give you civics in the cap. So it's really great. Or elder civics per elder, especially. So I guess one more civic, but
which would also synergize with the Yaz again.
He's getting sovereignty, so might be able to get the civics boost in a couple turns here, which potentially could unlock a wonder. That, I mean, yeah, floating that much money, you really, like, it's not great to float that much money. You should use that at some point.
Oh, dude. Carthage is still one tile away from the
city side open.
Oh my God! Is he gonna have enough training next turn?
He will. Hilarious.
Okay, so now if Axum can
do it, I have a sense.
Yeah. If Axum can figure it out, he could force march. He might not even need to force march. His settler could get here, but he could get his settler here, build a road. If he needed to, force march and build another road, and then he could force march the settler to that site and take it. Again, not saying it's a good idea.
He can just force march the settler, I think.
Oh, he can?
Yeah, he can just force march. Yeah, because it moved one move last turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
His
he moved up one.
Randomly visible. His scout is also randomly visible outside Utica, but Carthage did not kill it.
Oh
so
no!
This is gonna be amazing. He's just gonna settle the site next turn here. Let's see.
Oh no!
Gotta have the camera on this city site. It's gonna be amazing.
And yeah, we're out of the orders. Cool. All right, so on to Axum. Here we go. Let's see if he wants to do it again. Here we go. Yes. Oh, it's a champ seat. There we go.
Amazing.
That's going to...
This is the time I like the champ forward settle, because
champ
is useful here.
Fair. All right, so congratulations to Sabertooth. You are officially, if nothing else in this tournament, you've made it into the future highlight reel, because that was awesome. Oh, and we have... Oh! And they're not even going to be able to turn around! This is a tactical nightmare for Carthage.
These units are now trapped.
Oh, it's a trap! Wow. That is awesome. Kudos to you.
That poor Carthaginian settler is just staring there.
Now let's take a look. Now I'm curious. For those watching, there's 100 training in the bank now for Carthage, and only 80 coming in. So at most they have 2 force marches available to them, which basically means the majority of these units are like trapped back here. Like the camel can do camel things and get out, but these guys are gonna take some time to get around to where they need to go. And I mean, this is champions territory with champions units.
And the Danes are hitting them.
Yeah, and the Danes are attacking them. These are champions territories with champions units. So the majority of this force here is not equipped to actually take this city, especially because we're talking all ranged units, even the camel, even the archer, and this is surrounded by the woods. So we were actually wrong. We were saying how, like, oh, maybe this wouldn't be a good idea. But now when we really look at that tactics of the situation, especially now that this unit... I didn't even factor in the fact that you could just shut these units out, right?
Yeah.
I don't foresee him losing the city anytime soon.
No, it's going to be a thorn in Carthage's side too, and he's got a Byreme ready to support to be able to reinforce it.
Yep. Oh, that's another great point too. The Byrene's coming up in 5 turns. Lovely, lovely tactics. Good job, Sabertooth. Ah, what a game. Now we're cooking, guys. Now we're cooking. Don't really like the 7-turn mint coin, though, but what are we going to do, I guess? Oh, we're getting -5 civics per turn in our capital. This is what you want to do. You want to swap to this nice diplomat there, do a 10-point civic swing. Although, I guess we don't want to lose science. Tough call, I suppose.
-5 charisma? Holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, because it's the deposed king.
Yeah.
Oh wow! His original ruler is still alive.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Like, he's still alive. He's just not ruling. All right. Well, this was a real treat. I mean, like, well played. So there is still a settler up here. So Carthage is. I assume Carthage is just going to commit and take this site.
Yeah, I mean that the settler moved over there, so I presume they're
Yeah.
just going to take the Danish site, settle,
Yeah.
and connect the coasts, and be like, okay, you can settle there, but I'm going to deal with you.
But still, I honestly think grabbing this is super good for Carthage, because you really wouldn't want to have no response to this northern isthmus here, this northern connection. And I feel like having a hub right here in this kind of like fortified region is going to make it so much harder for Carthage to attack. Of course, this valley will be an open pathway.
Yeah, I think this also just underlines the always just be paranoid and leave one unit on the city site. There were units nearby, right? Like,
Yeah.
it could have been prevented relatively easily.
Yep.
It would have been much harder for Axum to sneak. They would have had to kill a unit and settle.
But this highlights my favorite thing about network games as opposed to cloud games, is that mistakes are the funnest part. Very hard to make mistakes when you can undo everything, but here it's just, oh, you can be like, oh, well, whatever.
I still make plenty of mistakes on cloud. Even with undo. Problem,
Yeah.
you can't undo back a turn.
In fairness. Fair.
Which in single player you can actually undo all the way back if you want.
Yeah, to a degree, it's
turns.
true. You can go back a few turns. I think you have 5 or 10 turns that you can undo in single player. All right, so let's. I was hanging out in Carthage
for tutoring people, because I'll forget and then I'll go back after just to tutor them in single player. All right, Carthage. So 15 orders, definitely clearing the Danes, moving that settler in.
Lots of build queues open. Be curious to see where the
yes.
build queues go.
There's another settler coming out of Thapsus as well. Presume we're just going to be doing worker moves, upgrading to axes as well in the back line there.
Yep. We have some
Got the
forward
Indian raider
roading.
coming across the sea. Yeah. And it's finishing up the road networks.
Finally getting this iron online. He's going to have to get this iron back here as well. And we're almost finished with all the farms around the Jerwan as well. It's more science.
Continuing to help his boost his science lead, which is...
Yep. 81 science, and on turn 50 is pretty solid. You can certainly have higher, but you can certainly have lower, and you definitely don't want to have lower. So I think 81 on turn 50 is pretty solid. Like to see that from Mongrel.
Oh, he finally gets his Stell for his starting leader. In Axum.
Oh, yes, because the death. Great. So where did we choose it? Where did we put it?
He hasn't chosen yet. He only has... Oddly, he only has... I guess he's... Oh, because I guess his second ruler died and he put it in the champ seat? Okay.
Yes. And that's the real big bummer about, like, it's bad enough to lose your... to, like, get an event that forces your ruler off the throne early in Old World period, but I feel like it hurts double if you're Axum, because you just got robbed of a really good Stell.
Yeah, no more legitimacy too, especially if the guy lives forever, which this guy lived for forever, effectively.
Yeah. Bit unfortunate, but such is life in the Old World. What else do we have? We can get some rebels. Oh, the Slave Rebellion is up and running. That event is up and running. Honestly, as long as you just... In my experience, I don't know if this is working as intended, but in my experience, as long as you just keep kind of letting the Slave Rebellion do its thing, it doesn't normally end up being a bad result.
And then let the rebels happen.
We lost a scout out in the open. Looks like it got bumped out somehow. Or maybe we weren't watching the timer of it being disappeared. Oh, the timer isn't live yet. The timer's going to come on next week.
It's there on the hover, but very hard to see. So
Yeah. Next
but
patch.
There's another scout nearby. Or no, that's a Carthaginian scout. Never mind.
That is a bit unfortunate.
Numidian raid coming in as well. Yeah.
That should be easy to deal with.
He's clearing the Western Dane site, so we should see all sites settled here.
Yep.
At least, I guess, apart from the Numidians and apart from the Vandals in the south.
Yes. This raid finally signifies that there is a city site here. I've been waiting to figure out if someone would discover that there's location was here. Would be another very interesting strategic location to actually manage to settle.
Yes, it is also very scoutable. Amazing trader site as well. Oh my lord.
Yeah, it's amazing, and also if you get the city site on this one tile, you can even cross between both seas. You can create a canal for yourself.
If you settle on left or right, if you settle on middle, you won't.
Yes.
But yes, yeah.
Yes.
I see. Thank you, Fluffy. There. If you never pick rebels, you have to switch to freedom. Yeah. I usually, if I just see the rebel event, I just switch to freedom and just cancel the event that way. I'm done with this.
Does that work?
That works. Yeah.
Oh,
it
that's
makes the event ineligible, and the event goes away.
Stupid. All right. Well,
I just see the event, and I'm like, well, time to go to freedom.
Entropatia needs to come up with a clever way to punish you for doing that. That is just stupid.
That's
Which I don't know how to narrate. Honestly, I don't know the narrative solution
sure
to that.
Yeah,
because
works, right?
You'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'll just. I mean, maybe that's fine because you're still spending the civics, right? And you're still changing. So never mind. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole goal. They don't
have extra civics. The best part is after extra civics, you just
switch thinking about it. Never mind. The whole narrative is they want you to swap. Now, but wait a minute. Does that mean you can just swap right back?
Next turn, yes.
Oh.
But again, you're paying extra civics again, so it's like a 500 civic cost.
True.
So
maybe they.
we have a Carthage settle here.
Yep.
Saldea trader site. I guess there's some gold nearby. I'm not entirely sure why traders here.
It wouldn't even matter if there was gold, because the only reason why the gold matters is if the fare is in the sea.
I guess, yeah, unless you do a specialist, I guess.
Yeah, so this should be a rider seat, but let's take a look. Maybe it's because there's... Yeah, no, I don't know. They could have afforded... Their political situation's fine. They could have afforded another riders. That's a bummer.
You can't swap right back. You have to wait a turn so that the event becomes ineligible. Otherwise, the event will just pop back up. Ask me how I know.
That's funny.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, you have to wait a turn for the event link to expire. Exactly. All right, so Carthage definitely sees Axum clearing this site.
Mm-hmm. Which he could contest, Carthage, I think.
Has another settler ready back in Thapsus, but obviously nowhere to go. And we don't have a tribal alliance with the Numidians, so Carthage, apart from that Vandal site in the south, has nowhere to go. Which I don't think Carthage
the end of the world, though.
I mean, I'm curious to see whether we're going to see like Carthage like pulling back. I mean, now it's really awkward, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't fall back and fight the Numidians right now.
No, not really. No.
Like you can't. Like you've made contact with your opponent, so you have to face your opponent. But you have tribes in the rear.
So what he could do though is these mercenaries still are only about 600 or 700 gold a pop. So in theory, what he could do right now. He could buy every mercenary he could afford and then break the peace and declare war.
Yeah, they're 600 gold, 700 gold. They're getting pricey because they're getting pretty high level.
Yeah, but still, he has a bank of 6,000 gold, 7,000 gold. So he can certainly afford most of them.
And then you can get a lot of training and upgrade them. Yes, you could do that. You won't be able to buy all the camps, but...
So if I were looking to expand, that's probably what I would do. I'd get a couple settlers.
You buy and then use the mercs to attack the city sites yourselves, and you can kind of smoothly settle that way.
But I'd also wait until the settlers are I wouldn't do it until the settlers are ready to go. I'd even get the settlers all the way into position and then purchase.
And then of course, if you get the tribal alliance in between, then just take the tribal alliance.
Exactly. That's why I would wait.
Yeah, 900, I think, then 1,000. I think it goes up by 100 or something. I'm not entirely sure. Also have an open law choice here, epics or tyranny or constitution. Carthage is not picking either.
Oh, a decent sized constitution.
Yeah.
We don't really need
that's 10% extra science. I would take constitution at this point. Yeah, you don't need the income here.
And then of course exploration is the good pick here. I mean, don't really need the culture.
Double decree goodness can be his state seat is going to be strong soon, so it'll be a 9 order decree, and it's got great civics output, so that's like extra orders. All right, Axum.
I would like to see. We are getting another rancher here, so Judaism should hit Carthage. I'd like to see some master and elder monks hitting this game for the Carthage.
Such a good. Of course, they don't have any world religion, so no. Or I guess for Carthage, yes, you're right.
Yeah, for Carthage.
The slavery event continues here, so the raid on Sabai. So now it gets worse. More rebels. or you just keep ignoring it, which I don't think ends well, right? If you just send all the
That's what I'm
aid you
saying. I don't
can.
recall, like, Fluffy's saying that you take a 6th legitimacy hit, but I don't recall that ever happening.
All right, well, maybe Axum will let's play this for us.
But we'll keep track of it because I'm sure he's not going to take the rebels. So
No,
we'll see what
rebels in
happens.
backline cities are brutal.
Yeah, we'll see
So
what
you just
happens.
don't have
We'll keep a
you don't have
track.
people in position.
We'll all experience the slave revolt live and see how it plans out. We do have raids here, but again, they should get taken care of pretty easily. Yeah.
Yeah, and that boat coming out in 4 years will also be good. Would like to have seen a boat from Carthage, from Thapsus, because
yeah, I think that.
boat coming.
Well, he actually doesn't really have a good queue area. He has Thapsus, but that's it for right now. He's gonna need to put Utica in the southern sea.
If he improves the gems, he should be able to grab it. If he improves the gems, then puts a specialist on the gems, or just builds something on the gem, like builds a hamlet on the gems or something.
Yeah,
it would work.
Yep. 4 turns on architecture. That's going to be really, really nice. Let's see where we can put some baths. Mostly just in a duelist in terms of... the really tricky thing about architecture is that you only get a cold bath at developing culture. So really to make it, in my opinion, to make it worthwhile is you want to be able to get a cold and a warm bath. And ideally you want to get them in more than one location. So unfortunately we only have one spot, but hopefully he'll plop those baths down right away in a duelist and get some... There's actually a fun event when you build a warm bath.
Yes.
Where you can end up getting a free doctor from it. So that's another reason why I like to try and make sure that I have at least one city that can build a warm bath as soon as I grab architecture.
Yeah, I love the events for building things. I think Amphitheater also has a nice little event.
Amphitheater has a really, really good one. It's a tech jump. You could get forestry or navigation from finishing an amphitheater.
Yeah, so it can be handy to delay one of those two, so you can get that benefit.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, conversely, that's one of the reasons why I rush out as Greece. That's one of the reasons why I culture rush the Odeon Theater Amphitheater, because if you do it fast enough, because I don't think the event fires if you already have navigation or forestry.
Yep,
so if you do it fast enough, you can actually do a quick jump to navigation or forestry. I tend to pick navigation for obvious reasons, but
have labor force build your warm bath and then your amphitheater. And then
it's amazing. It's amazing.
Or have Paulus and just wait for it to grab you forestry as well. Also works.
Yep, really, really nice.
You're generally going to be getting forestry a little later than Navi.
I'm loving the military output in Axum right now. Spears as far as the eye can see.
Building. Or one apprentice officer in the backline city and another one in the cap. So like that, this is what you want to see, right? At this point in the game, we've got a decent economy. Everything's solid except for wood. We don't have forestry yet, so nothing we can do, but lots of orders to chop. And then everything else is putting out warrior. 8-turn spearman, 7-turn spearman, that's okay. Even a 10-turn spearman in this fresh city, totally fine.
So if we look here too...
we have the resources for it.
Carthage has built 7 military units so far all game. Axum has actually already built 8, which is one more. So clearly they're stronger and they have more units, but again, that's that tribal mercenary ability. Yep. So as Fluffy points out in chat, those powerful Libyan cavalries are not going to have a fun time facing champion spears. And if we look over at Carthage, we're building... this is nice. This isn't the worst. We're building 3 axemen. So that's going to counter those spears. And this actually goes back to what I say often, is that, we're seeing stonecutters, fishers, rancher, fine, whatever, forum, I guess. But as long as you have some of your queues building military units at all time, that's nice. So nice to look over at Carthage and still see 3 axemen being built. So not being too greedy over there.
I think where I'm landing now for MP is like, as long as you have the eco for it, your default action should really just be build a unit in almost every city except for like your science city and maybe like a growth city or civic city if you're doing like a statesman or
more or less.
Cap.
My benchmarks that I talk about typically are like the lowest
officers are okay too.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
And so I say at the very least be building 1 or 2 units at all times. For sure.
But then of course, like if you don't have the economy for it, you need to fix your economy first.
Yes.
Like,
don't tank your economy.
Do like how many spears we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish spears. That's each spear is 50, so you need 300 you need, like, let's say you can sort of average it out. You basically need plus 50 a turn of each wood, and obviously we're buying the wood. Axum, I think, has spent a lot of their money now, Rincewind, so I don't know that they could afford a strong wonder, but before they spent one, maybe with engineering they would have been able to. Engineering could make some wonders cheaper, so that is a great point. I'm expecting Carthage to, once they get civics, to grab museum. We'd really be surprised if they don't, although their civics income is really bad right now. They are going to grab Judaism because they are building that rancher.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing if Carthage grabs several religions. I'll be curious. Let's see where people are in terms of metaphysics. Axum's not quite close, and how about Carthage?
Could get it if they...
Carthage could get metaphysics. So if I secure
Yeah.
Judaism as Carthage, I might take a quick dip, especially with my decent science rate. Might as well just grab...
And you get Christianity.
Exactly.
And then potentially you can grab... You already have monasticism.
We already have... Exactly. So then you basically just rolling the dice. If the only way that doesn't happen is if the Axumites would already have monasticism, which they don't. Of course, Carthage doesn't know that, so you'd be rolling the dice, but still, grabbing all four would be pretty awesome.
Hard to juggle, but quad elder monk in your capital or your civic city, like is that statesman seat. Oh my god, with quad elder monk, nom 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 nom, give me civics.
Yeah.
Elder monk is the best specialist in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, the monk and the doctor, yeah. All right, so we did settle this northern city. So we have a front line of traders versus traders up here in this across this northern plain. That's kind of funny to me, but I don't hate it. Whatever. We do have champs right here for spears. Still no garrisons adjacent to our barracks complexes. I'm pretty grumpy with that. With that. You see, we're building another barracks down here, and I really hope, like, let's get our garrisons, let's get our orders. If we add this all up, this would be 1.4. This would be 2. This would be...
Yeah, the barracks adjacency is worth doing,
basically...
it's more important to get the barracks done, but I think the problem is if you could do it, but you don't do it, then it really hurts, right? Like, I'm totally understanding, like, I need the stronghold now, I'm going to build it even though it's not ideal.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to for like my stronghold to be in the perfect position because I'd rather get a unique unit out 5 turns faster.
Yeah, he needs. Well, yeah, right. But now that they're already out, it's like he's literally leaving like 3 orders per turn on the table by not having those garrisons built.
Or like putting barracks so far apart. Like if you look at
and if we think about that,
if we think about far apart.
Yeah. And if we think about that long term, at least some of those garrisons could have been built maybe 20 turns ago. So if not 3 orders in the last 20 turns per turn, it's certainly like 1 or 2 orders in the last per turn for the last 20 turns, and that certainly will add up.
Yeah, adjacency stuff definitely. If you can get it, take it. Don't go out of your way to get it, but like,
yeah, that's one of the easy ones. I mean, because it's like, where else are you going to put the stuff anyway? So the garrison diamond, the garrison stronghold diamond, is easy to make. And then
the full hex with ranges and citadel is a little harder to pull off consistently.
Yeah, I'll do it like in a terrain right here where we're looking at Kiskesi.
It's flat,
this is, I have no problem doing it, right? But if we're somewhere like over here, it's like, oh, I don't care where the citadel ends up going. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not. And the order of income for that is going to be so late anyway. So
yeah.
All right. So Carthage has a bunch of units in Saldae. They do see the borders of Zula, so they know they can't go further west. Mm-hmm. They haven't moved that settler yet. They don't see the Byreme out yet, of course. That Saldae just feels like it's going to be really hard for Carthage to defend. They have to commit a lot of troops to it. Like, they can't leave that city, otherwise it's going to fall.
And honestly, they would have more to lose from losing that city, because while Axum still shows weaker at the moment, a good chunk of their decent sized force, they have a 6 strength unit, another 6 strength unit, tribal unit, their camel archer, their free camel archer, their well promoted archer. If this force were to die, this is a lot of investment. In fact, because this is a well promoted unit, an upgraded unit, several training spent for these, and then of course the science spent into the free camo unit. That's the one thing that can be unfortunate about those free units, is that they're nice grabs, but it hurts a little bit extra once they die in the field because you knew you spent science on the unit.
Yeah, though I think it's fine for Carthage just because they have such a dominant science lead. They have almost double their opponent's total science. So like when you're in that position, I'm totally fine putting
True.
science into units because it's just valuable in that way.
Some great unit spam here in the back in the core though. And the ballista is now online, which is
Slowly
nice to
moving,
see.
and we've got a road network ready for it, almost all the way. Hopefully we'll have one of those workers come back and finish the road to Thapsus.
Does appear to be going north, so I'm thinking that maybe Carthage thinks they're maybe.
Yeah, I mean, one way to solve Carthage's problems is to take Cogito, right? The city they wanted to found in the first place. If they take that, then Saldae becomes a lot easier to defend.
You know, to be honest, given the pile-up, if we could get some eyes, if Axum could get some eyes on Saldae, you know what that would send me to do? That would send me to stage in Cogito and attack Utica.
Yes, you could do that as well. Cut that way. Yep.
Yeah, and Utica is significantly a better city to grab for me as Axum anyway.
And then you can take Saldae later when you clean up.
Exactly.
Or just ignore it.
Yeah, well, because that's the other thing. It puts of course, it's always risky to create a situation where you could get flanked, but this is all wide open territory out here. I have my spears coming up. I have slingers. I mean, I feel like Carthage loses that fight if they try to attack me from behind.
Yeah, especially with tribal units. I need to step away for like 2 minutes. I'll be right back as well.
Yep, no worries. Yeah, gonna be a tricky spot. And so, in contrast here, we'll point out this situation. We have a garrison, we have 2 barracks, and now we're getting our stronghold, which is nice to see. We do have our elephants in here. Let's not forget we did import. So this will soon be able to get us our 6-turn African elephants, which we will be able to rush at some point. We have a commander as an heir, so that's something to look forward to. And let's take a peek down here at our training down here. 32 training per turn. In the rider's seat for Carthage, which matches 33 training in the champion seat. Another important thing to note about the way that you min-max your development in this game. It's very easy to think that, the champion's output is always going to be better than any other city, but it is possible with the correct development level and with a good governor. What do we have here? We don't even have a decent governor for military output, to be honest. So this is all hard training from our improvements and stuff. Tyranny certainly helps as well. Ranges, we have the range set up here, and there are no rangers in the champion seat just yet. So this can still climb quite higher, but it's nice to see Carthage even that out. If we head back to the Axumites, doing some chopping, which is nice to see. Really nice to see this clear chopping. I wouldn't be clear chopping along the river personally. This is the one area that I tend to save, but right here we do see some chopping sprees sent into the central valley here. This is what I like to see, because for the entire course of the game, these woods are not going to be a factor. You might as well just gobble them all up. In fact, I believe I made a cheeky bet at the start of the game. Nothing against MongrelEyes, of course. I was just trying to emphasize a point about the value of clear-cutting, nice, lush, open woods like this. I still have that ongoing bet, thinking that this entire game could end and this forest would be standing. And I'll be disappointed if it is. It doesn't look like we have taken some chops in here, so that's nice. But yeah. When you have an orders lead and you are looking for things to do, it's really, we have this deficit here. But I think somebody last game in the last session counted this all up, and there's something like 1,200 wood or 800 wood, 800 to 1,200 wood all in this area right here. We have 4 laws for the Axumites, and we have 5 laws for the Carthaginians. We do have 6 available for the Carthaginians, so we have tyranny, serfdom, freedom, centralization, polytheism. Monotheism would be more orders. Interesting that we grabbed polytheism instead. Honestly, we have enough science that I think a vassalage swap would be pretty decent. We don't really need it, I mean, I guess we don't need it because our food is fine, but this is one of the main swaps you want to think about in this game. A couple of swaps to think about is starting freedom early, but then swapping to slavery is a good one. So we're still in freedom. We could probably swap to slavery and double our incomes. Polytheism to get yourself set up with a nice, decent shrine everywhere. Then grab monotheism for the ordered. Centralization early for the early science boost, and then swap into vassalage later to help your economy by dropping your unit output. I don't know what to do with this pair because I just always adopt tyranny and almost never use constitution, but constitution are good for decrees. Epics earlier than exploration, but really, really hard to pass up exploration in general because it's just so good on the map. So there's Siontific's little review of the first 6 laws in the game, I guess. Back over to Carthage. Axum. Axum has a similar selection, I believe. Why am I clicking? No, they only have 4 laws, and Divine Rule was free because they brought in clerics. They still are making good use of centralization, and they've been in slavery for most of the time. So, although they are currently undergoing the slave revolt event, so that might not last. A couple turns on the bioream here, which is nice to see.
I'm back as well. Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. Okay, so our farm complex in Stapsis is almost fully complete, which is really nice to see. 4 extra science and a good extra. I love this wonder. It's such a cool wonder. Whoever thought of this.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I love the interaction as well with like landowners because you get money from the farms, traders because you get money from the farms, from the farmers, and then sages because you get science from the farmers. So
I think one of the original versions of this, I can't remember. I think it added in a farmer. I think it still did the thing where it's like you needed to build the farm after the fact, so it didn't. Or maybe you needed to build.
I think the original version that I remember was like you needed to have the farms pre-built, and they made it so you can do the farms after the fact, which I think made it a lot nicer.
Yes.
It's a little awkward to have to pre-build it.
Yes. Yes.
This is a pretty big troop build-up here at Lixus in the south from Carthage. We've got.
Yeah.
Curious to see whether we're going to see war on their minis. We also have a road directly towards Axum.
I'd like to see that increase, get a little worker stack going.
And he has almost completed the road in the north as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where is our ballista? Our ballista is still chilling.
Right here.
Oh, it is moving.
Oh, it just moved up.
Okay.
Yep. There we go.
Yep. So it looks like that road network isn't going to connect. So very good roading from Carthage.
Yeah.
Interested to see a statesman roading in the south. I guess that was the unit that was nearby, but would love to see a trader worker doing the roading. Of course, it doesn't matter if you're just doing a little bit of roading.
Yep. And I like to do the little worker stack, and it's fun because if you do that with a trader's worker, you get to
chain gang
build. Oh my god, you get to build roads so fast if you chain 2 or 3 traders workers together. It's nuts.
Yeah, you probably only really need 2 because you're not going to really have orders for 3 because it's a lot.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, though. That's the type of thing that I like to do. When we look at a order payout like this, 34 orders per turn, I don't mind spending one entire turn just building a road. As long as it's the road that I need and it's going to get me where I need to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Let's see what Axum does. They have this thorn in Carthage's sign at Cogito, but it's also going to be a little tricky. I mean, it's also kind of a poison pill for Axum because they need to defend it, right? They can't leave that city either, but it's a little easier for Axum because where else are they going to go, right?
Yeah.
They could go to the Numidians, which is kind of far. They could go to Vandals, or, they could just pressure their opponent.
Yeah, this is tactically in this type of duel setting. This is probably one of the most important things that manifests in the game is basically when you establish a border and what your border is. Like what the border is between your opponent, because even though there's more territory and maybe Axum wants to expand deeper or start attacking deeper, the fact that he has a border up here and here is now going to basically draw his attention to this region of the map, both in terms of
it's like a gravitational pull.
Yeah. You need to keep units nearby. You need to watch, what your opponent is doing. And that's one of the reasons why when we talk about some of those greedy games where we see 2 players kind of just sort of playing the first 50 or 60 turns in single player mode and not really paying attention to each other. One of the nice counters to somebody who you worry about getting a strong science or development lead is just expand towards them, get a border, because if nothing else, they're going to be like, oh shit, there's an army at my door. And so they almost have to start building units. They have to start playing a little less greedy in reaction to the fact that there's a presence on their border.
Yes, I mean, when I'm playing greedy, conversely, I will try to expand my backline and then only add a border when I'm ready to attack on that border and exert pressure.
100%. 100%. And it depending on the opponent or the setup or the game or the faction I'm playing, I might even be content to just stay small, focus on my development, be like, okay, if my opponent gets a couple more cities than me, that's fine, because I know I'm going to nail my unique unit timing. So, and hopefully, obviously I'm making a gamble there, right? But like, so playing greedy, I'm like, whatever. I just don't want to be close to my opponent because I don't want them to attack me. I want to be able to...
Keeping a tribal site between you and your opponent can be good as well, because the tribes can tank a little bit of damage, like especially if you have a scout on the other side, so you can see like when your opponent moves in, that gives you 3 or 4, maybe even 5 turns of warning.
I haven't caught a slave event. I didn't check this turn.
Haven't caught a slave event. Axum is getting free settler here.
Sorry, buddy.
To cycle, because they are looking for husbandry or compo. Potentially that means they're going to want to settle another city site as well. They do have these spears that should make short work of the Numidians. So we could see Axum pushing in, and I would also love to see them take that Vandal site. They don't really have many troops down there, but like it'd be very valuable to take that Vandal site, and as you said, make a canal city, and then suddenly you have a nice little connection. And having a boat in the Black Sea could be really useful, especially for moving east very quickly.
Yes, I would love to see ships getting into the Black Sea. I think
the way the river network works here, you see it on Cascata and the Mirror as well. That like take that Numidian marble site, and suddenly you've got a nice river right into your opponent's heartland. Which exerts a ton of pressure.
One thing I think would be great, because if you take this Vandal site as Axum and get a ship in the Black Sea, then you could basically jump across very difficult to contest into this Numidian site, and then you basically counter your opponent.
You lock the sea.
Yeah. So basically, currently Carthage has a main artery into Axum in the north, and Axum could theoretically do the same thing to Carthage in the south, create an artery that goes directly to the core.
Especially if they can take that Numidian site, then Carthage has no way of contesting the Black Sea.
Yes.
And then that becomes a Carthaginian lake, Axumite lake, which is like, and honestly, the threat to your core is much more dangerous than the threat to the north, right? Like, worst comes to worst, Axum will say, fine, I lose Cogito. I don't really care. It's not a very good city.
Right.
Carthage will not be like, well, I don't care. I lose Lixus, right? Like, Lixus is a problem because it's right next to your capital and your seats. So like, the pressure there is like, it'll be really interesting to see how this game continues to develop.
So one thing I'd like to see from Axum...
He did get Judaism in Carthage, by the way.
Sorry, that's fantastic. Yep. So, all right, we'll see if he wants to get metaphysics next turn. Machinery will be in the draw pile, so I doubt he will pivot, but it's always could give him a third religion if he wants it. One thing I'd like to see from Axum, though, is we have Cogito settled, so we have vision all around the city. This scout, in my mind, if for my money, I would take this scout and walk across the isthmus and put him in one of these further forests. That way you can see this whole region and see this buildup, because Axum's not going to be able to see this ballista coming. And that's kind of the value of scouting, right? Get your scouts out deep and see what's coming along these roads. He'd be able to see this road getting built, things like that. All important.
Really good roading from Carthage. Also, one thing that the downside of getting multiple religions is you take a look at... Go ahead.
We have a movie. We have a what? We have a moving. A unit moving is what I meant to say.
Which unit?
We have the skirmishers, trash skirmishers from Carthage are moving up towards Cogito.
Some attacks. Yeah, I see. Yeah, sorry. They're just randomly attacking the city. Okay, I guess they want to prevent rushing, even though the city's newly found. I'm not really sure why you would attack the city. I guess, yeah, I'm not really sure I understand this. You're just going to lose those units very quickly.
Oh, look at this. Look at this beautiful, beautiful zealot. Oh, wait, is this our heir? No. Oh, we have 2 zealot husbands. That's fun. So anyway, this zealot Dimit warrior can just one-shot these guys. So yeah, that's interesting. Maybe he's trying to draw it out for some reason. He is moving units back. Oh, this could be bad. Oh, he's
You don't
probably
notice
thinking
there.
that he can bring up this ballista and slam into whatever comes out into these things. So this
Maybe.
seems like a bait. This seems like a bait.
I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely a 3-strength skirmisher is not a terrifying thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, also one thing I wanted to point out quickly for Carthage, you'll notice the Jewish heads hates the ruler because hero versus builder, not state religion, and you don't follow Judaism. This is one of the things that can be actually really tricky with juggling multiple religions. One of the religions will just hate your guts.
Yep. That could
The
create
only way it can
dissent.
worse is proud and humble as well.
Yeah.
And yes, we already did see a dissent event. I don't remember which city it was in. I'm
Malice
curious to see
probably.
if they're-
Yep, we already have. That's awesome. I like that it was that immediate, to be honest, because that's just really great. So yeah, we
We'll
already
see whether
have
he
dissent.
solves it next turn. He will have the training for it next turn. Doesn't this turn?
We have an anchor up in Cogito from the Axumites. Really
Yep,
nice strategic
yep.
position.
Good timing too, right before the
Perfect
bait
timing.
attack comes in here.
Amazing timing.
Yeah, and also great foresight, I think, as Daniel points out in chat, the Byream, knowing to build that Byream so many turns ago was really smart.
Yes.
He did that before he even had the city.
Yeah, it was to be clear, it was 10 turns ago. Just to highlight how strategic of a response that was. Literally, Sabertooth took his scout.
Event.
What?
The Axum event, sorry.
No, go ahead.
If you look at the video, look at the event that Axum has right now.
Oh, they can get peace, right?
They
No.
can get tribute.
Oh, they can get tribute.
36.
Oh, that's nice.
36 gold.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, just to highlight how the strategic reaction here from Sabertooth one more time is literally what happened before he decided to build a Byream here was the same turn that Sabertooth moved his scout up onto this peninsula and discovered the Axumites were camping on this site. So the immediate turn that he realized, oh shit, there's a city site here and Carthage already has it, he's put a Byream in this build queue. That was an instantaneous response.
I think he knew he can't have a Carthage city. Like,
yeah,
having a Carthage city there would be insane pressure on him.
And of course,
it'll be interesting to see what he takes with this Numidia event, because I would actually take the opinion, then get an ambassador, and then get peace of the Numidians, which will stop the raids from the east.
Okay.
And then you can focus everything on Carthage.
I got what you're saying now. Yeah. Okay. So if you have no designs on expanding, which honestly, I mean, you don't really need to. Yeah, you could take the piece here.
He's building another Byream Sabat.
Don't hate it. I mean, we'll need more ships.
He doesn't have an ambassador active. Good.
He doesn't necessarily know what this top half looks like, right? So for all he knows, he knows that this city on this side must be in Carthage's hands. So for all Axum knows, this city could potentially be building ships.
Yes, no, it's smart. But I think one thing that is worth keeping in mind is concentrate your forces, right? So, like, ideally, you would have cleared the Vandals out, but getting peace with the Numidians means you won't need to deal with raids from the east, and then you'll maybe leave a couple of forces to deal with the Vandal raid, but there's just one Vandal site, and then you can concentrate all your forces. And Carthage, meanwhile, has their forces. They have so many forces back in Lixus, and they seem to be building a road in the Numidians. I don't think Carthage can easily attack the Numidians right now. Bad timing, and maybe they can. I mean, if not now, then it's just again, because they don't have that tribal alliance. They have these, if they ever lose peace to the Numidians, they're going to get raided to hell.
They will, yeah.
So,
that would be annoying. It would be cool
for Axum to get peace is that it just stops the raids there, and yeah, go ahead.
It would be cool if there was some type of event that would have. I think this exists in single player. I just don't know if it exists in multiplayer, where a tribe could swap alliances and create peace.
You can pay tribes to.
Yeah,
I think you can pay tribes to declare war. Yeah, you can. You can ask a tribe to declare war.
Oh right, yeah, you can.
That costs 200 training, so it's very doable.
Oh right, that's a super good idea.
Could Axum do that with the Numidians? Yeah, they can.
I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot about Fluffy did that to me one game.
Yes, I've had it happen to me as well. The Axumites could ask the Numidians to declare war on Carthage for 200 training and 2 orders. Totally would love to see that. That would be a huge problem for Carthage.
Yeah, that'd be great.
This is the other problem with tribes, right? You are hoping you're going to get Tribal Alliance. You don't get the Tribal Alliance event, then
well, I mean, with 8,000 gold, I think if the Numidians just attacked me, I would literally buy every Numidian I could afford and then just kill them.
Sure. But like that's 8,000 gold not going to the museum, right? There's an opportunity cost to that. And those
Right.
units are not going to be very valuable because
True.
you're probably not going to spend tons of training to upgrade in 6 strength when your opponent has champion spears.
Good point.
So like, yeah, I would love to see a ask to declare war. It'd be so great, especially after you get peace yourself. So then it's just like, I really don't like leaving tribes in the back line. I think I had one cloud duel where I had peace with the tribe the entire game, and then my opponent declared war, did that to me, and then suddenly I had tons of raids and everything just went to hell because you can't peace them out for like 5 or 10 years or something. So it's just brutal.
We are getting a free African elephant in 1 turn from Carthage.
Nice.
Not going for machinery, not going for doctrine.
Again, I'm fine with that given his enormous science lead right now. His opponent is primitive to him. You can afford, quote, wasting science on that. I don't think he has 5 laws, but does he have anywhere to build his elephant naturally? The only place with the elephant is Utica, right?
Yep.
Because he imported it, and he does have a stronghold there. So he's
building a stronghold. Yep.
No, he's
he already has it. Yeah, he already has it. He's building a range. Yeah.
So that's Utica is going to be the pressure point of this whole thing. Everything's going to fall on like if Axum can take Utica, Carthage is going to be in trouble because they do not have a source of elephants because they will not have import back once they lose that city.
Right. Which it would be delightful for Axum to be made aware of that, of course. There's no way without an agent network. But
I mean, they don't know that. I mean, once they see elephants come out, they'll know there. But like, they know there are no elephants on the map anywhere. But I mean, if I were Carthage, I would have imported elephants into my rider seat because that feels a lot more defensible.
Yes, but that is another reason why I would love to see more scouting from Axum. Because if we can really talk about this real quick here, if we look at this map, we don't have any vision on these sites. So we do know that Carthage has 8 cities, but we don't know which 8 cities they are. Yes. So one value about scouting forward is that would actually learn that Carthage does not have the one elephant on their side of the map hooked up. So yes, it would tell us that they're relying on import, and we just then have to intuit which city is building the elephants.
We'd definitely love to see more scouting from Axum, especially like I'm really worried about this Carthage line here in the south. I don't know where they're going. Are they going to go all the way to Axum? Like,
yeah,
where are they going?
I mean, yeah.
They don't seem like they're about to attack Numidians, but maybe they are getting ready to. I don't know. I'm really curious. I don't see any settlers.
I think it would be tricky for Axum because this city up here, right, can do 4-turn axes, 4-turn spearments. It's going to do 6-turn elephants, right? There's a ballista up here. So I think if you do a nice solid road network and you stage somewhere along these hills, I think that would be a tricky situation for Axum to deal with 2 fronts. Or maybe that's too much effort.
The skirmisher is dead in the north. The Demit just one-shot it, as you pointed out.
Yep. Always fun. I don't believe we are in force march rain for this ballista, and of course I don't think we would want to force march it because that would put us at risk of losing it. There are a couple axes in the region, though. Be curious to see what Mongrel feels like doing here.
I'm curious to see what Sabertooth does here as Axum right now. Yeah, I mean, and +1 to Fluffy. Like, if Carthage is thinking I'm going to attack from the south, that is an insanely long reinforcement line without cities. Like, I would not go past tribal sites like that. I would clear the tribal sites and then attack with the supported, like with your cities behind you. You generally don't want to skip city sites. Every time I skip a city site to attack, it hurts me in the end.
Yeah.
Like, because my opponent will sometimes settle on it, and then I'm like, oh shit. But Carthage is kind of in an awkward spot here. Like, I almost feel like settling Saldae was a mistake after Kahita went away.
I agree. I think. I mean, it becomes a question of what are you really going to be able to do with it? Except, because you bait yourself, because if you try to defend it and you lose any units defending it, I think that is a net loss to you.
Yep, and it's not like the city has anything particularly valuable. There's some goats on a volcano. Whoop-de-doo.
Yep, I agree. But he is in a tough spot there too. It's just honestly, it's just brilliant tactical
The
reaction
settlement
from Sabertooth
Saber
because
is great, yeah.
he's now stuck out here. That's the other thing. He could reinforce the long way, but now with this posturing from the Dimmits and
Yeah,
stuff.
and any units that go by have to go by this insanely strong Dimit warrior, which will
Yeah.
just one shot anything 3 strength.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's a tricky situation to be in. I kind of love it.
And Axum's pulling up more forces here, so Axum will be able to put pressure on Utica with forces, and then Carthage has to retreat back with the units in the west. But if they do, they just die instantly.
Something tells me, giving the generals I'm seeing being assigned here down in the core of Axum, I suspect Axum's going to go for Salday, which again, I honestly think would be a mistake. I think you should be staging in Cogito right now, and you should just push Utica.
I mean, I don't think Salday is a mistake. I think if you can clear Salday and kill the units there, if you get a fight, I think clearing out Salday is perfectly fine. It becomes your city. You don't have to deal with random units that you need to worry about. Your front becomes a lot simpler. I agree. I can see either way. I can see cleaning up Salday first.
My concern, and I'm not, again, of course, this is one of those types of situations in a game like this where there's no easy way to determine which is the correct decision, right? But my concern with going for Salday first is that gives Utica more and more time to get stronger and build up.
Yes, I mean, that is the downside, right?
So Utica is such a valuable position, and if we can get our scout, I don't know the last time, but if we can see these strongholds, if we can see these barracks and ranges, that will
He does have a scout right outside the city, but he hasn't poked with it, so he doesn't have vision of what's building, and importantly, he doesn't see the ballista that's chilling there.
Yeah.
And that ballista could do quite a lot of damage to his precious Dimit.
Yeah. And that is certainly tricky.
I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting. Like, you can definitely see either play. I mean, you could also just... I mean, given the way that he's positioned his units in the west, I would expect him to go to Salday and easily clear all the units with Salday.
We have... Oh my god! Axum built the museum.
Axum built the museum.
Axum built this, and not even with engineering. They have philosophy online right now,
and they didn't take it. Oh my god! All right, so they just built it with, I guess, their stone and their wood. Yeah, they're building a museum. So that's a big steal for Axum.
That's a big steal.
Carthage definitely could have taken it for a long time.
100%. Yeah, they're still lead. Axum's still sitting on 9,000 gold. That is a massive steal for the Axumites. Sorry, Carthage. Carthage. That is a massive steal.
Museum is one of the wonders that I'm like, I am prioritizing this by any means if I can.
In fairness, it's only really a steal in the sense of denial because there's only 13 cities science coming from this capital. So it's really mostly a steal in the sense that it denied it from the already strong science lead of Carthage, which maybe Carthage didn't give a shit. But you have a primitive opponent. Do you really need it?
He did get architecture, right? So we might see some baths somewhere potentially. I don't know. Like, he does have some nice river.
We do have a bath coming in the champ seat. We don't have any bath coming.
We have a cold bath in the trader seat as well.
Yeah. So we do have some baths coming on.
So Axum can, I mean, elder doctors will catch you up. So museum is one of those wonders along with pyramid, ziggurat. Maybe.
Couple of doctors and the museum certainly would be a nice combo, that's for sure. We are now getting civics boosts over in Carthage.
Yeah, it was an instant pick when it came up.
pretty standard there. Is. We have battle line flagged in Carthage as well. That could be nice to deal with the Dimit warriors.
He's also chopping some of the forests outside of Utica. I see one of the warriors one of the workers have chopped the mirror of the forest where the scout is hiding. So.
Oh, nice. Nice. Love to see that.
Maybe deny some scouting. Always good to do if you can.
Yeah, it's really, really good to see.
Yeah, the order difference is also a problem for Axum, although it's not that big of a difference at this point.
Right, but even that small, ignoring worker turns at the moment, 29 to 35 is another reason, can't stress it enough. This is largely at this point for the benefit of Sabertooth. If you happen to watch these videos, you really need your garrisons. You're neglecting, I think the last time I counted, about 3 orders per turn. So if you're down 6 orders from your opponent, well, half of the orders that you're missing are just literally from the garrisons you haven't built.
Carthage also has something that doesn't show up in the graphs, and that's the Statesman's Seat that's been pumping decrees. It just hit strong now, so he can do
Yep.
a 2-turn strong decree, which is 9 orders. That's an extra 4.5 orders.
Woo!
So it's like a 10 or 15% order boost.
Amazing.
Which is I love Statesman for that reason. Of course, every Statesman city also. Yeah, Saldai should have been a Statesman city. Honestly, screw riders.
Yeah.
Or traders. It should have just give me the order. At least I get benefit from an order from it.
And we still don't have any theologies in Carthage, which I find fascinating.
No, despite having a lot of civics. So
well, we'll get the civic books next turn. Maybe he'll make a decision there. Oh wait, we do have a theology. We do. We went for mythology. Damn, I would have liked to see legalism, but all right, whatever.
Mythology is. I like legalism on Carthage because generally I don't go poly on Carthage. Just because their shrines all suck.
Yeah, right. And we're going poly, and we have So personally, I think the legalism
what
would be
shrine do you even
especially
put in every city?
Especially because it's like we have the Yaz. Why not just boost it another 20%?
Yeah.
Civics in every city from the monasteries, boosted 20% from the Yaz.
Yeah, with state religion. No, I agree.
We're moving up as Axum. Axum's posturing outside of Saldai with some forces. Going to see some conflict in this round. More conflict after the Cogito steal. Getting a promotion.
I'm not even sure what shrine you would spam as Carthage and Poly, right? There's just nothing good that's in every city, right? There's the culture shrine.
On a map like this, the most I could think of, but it would be overkill, would be the Ocean Shrine. But yeah, you don't need it.
But like, that's a lot. I mean, it's not as impactful like the Order Shrine or the Civic Shrine or the Training Shrine, right? Like, just maybe the Healing Shrine, honestly, for some lulls. Everyone gets healing units on everything.
I was gonna say Healer Shrine would be another one too, since ultimately I'll probably start building units from every city.
Yeah.
So that's a decent grab. I do like it. It's more like better to have than essential. But yeah, no, I agree. They're not a polytheistic nation.
Their shrines just suck. So, what another unit lost? Scout again. Let's see what was lost. I'm not sure actually.
Probably from sorry, we're a little behind. We're just getting chatty in this game. Thanks, Fluffy. We have I assume that Axum lost another scout.
We could check here how many Axum scouts there are. Nope, did not lose a scout. There's still 2 scouts on the map. I think you mean the Carthage lost? The Carthage lost a skirmisher. They lost a 3-strength skirmisher that got...
from up here, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Carthage now sees the spears for the first time as well. If you look on Carthage's perspective, we've got hostile spearmen scene. He sees the attack from the south, from the west and the south, and he's like, this does not look good from Axum.
Yes, this is a pincer strike. I really love this tactics here, because we have staging and Cogito from spears, right? We have staging down here from more spears and slingers. Unless these axes are going to come up and this ballista is going to do some heavy duty damage here, I think everything in Saldai is dead.
I mean, a big problem here for Carthage is, even though Sabertooth is weaker, a lot of Carthage's strength is paper, in that it's just tribal units that are not upgraded, that will die very quickly to champs. And he's got these 2 archers and 2 axemen chilling in the middle of nowhere here in the south.
I wouldn't go so far. Like, Utica we're still looking at a force of 4 axemen and a ballista staring down 3 spears, a slinger, and a demit. So I think I would give the odds to Carthage in that fight.
Yes, but I think the problem is Saldai.
Yes, no, right. But what I think that creates an issue for the tactical issue here for Cogito is that, yes, Saldai is going to have to back off. Like, that goes without saying. You're losing Saldai. You can't hold it. But the goal now is to try and maybe retreat without taking too many losses. I think if Cogito tries to punish and basically what you'd be doing is you'd be killing tribal units while very likely losing spears, demits, and slingers, which I don't know is a fair trade.
And Fluffy, you're correct. Axum did lose a unit, and it was the militia, because I don't see the militia in the unit list anymore.
Oh, that was to the Raider. They were the 1 health militia.
Man,
right?
Fluffy's map awareness is really good. Holy crap! How does he do it?
Yeah. But yes, there was a 1 health militia right down here, and so the Raiders got it.
Damn Raiders.
All right, so this is I really like. Nonetheless, I still like the staging here from Sabertooth. He's going to punish this very deep expansion into his land, and it should make for an interesting battle.
Here right now, I presume he would go in and attack. Can he quite reach? Let's see here. He's got good vision of what's in there. He can't quite reach. I guess next turn.
He could move up with spears if he wants to, and take out this skirmisher.
He'll move up a little bit, but like those would be forced marches to get up there.
Well, I mean the back line. I think what would be this interesting play to see, because then the person who would need to force march to encounter would be Carthage. But if he goes from Cajito and puts 2 spears into this,
you mean east, west? Yeah, that would be valuable as well. It'll be really interesting to see what happens next turn. I think he's going to attack next turn. That's my sense. He's kind of inched forward a little bit and is in striking range. And like, check out this spear. This spear outside Saldae does 10 damage to the 6 strength elite Libyan cavalry. The spear just annihilates the 12 damage with the other spear. Like, this is why, like, I'm saying, like, all of Carthage's strength is paper. 11 mercenary units that are just going to get melted by champs. Like, again, I think Carthage, like, merc units are very, very good very early, especially for helping you speed clear camps, because you can just buy them instead of killing them. They just do fall off later, and you just they have their uses, but like, I think I wouldn't have gone up to 11 units. I think
time's running out for Carthage, and we still have 17 orders on the clock, so let's hope he's looking at primary civilian moves. He just moved a couple of units down in this valley here. We'll be curious what he's going on there.
Players know about the extension time, because they do have it. All right, let's take a look at Saldae and see what happens here. I assume Axum is going to move in. Carthage has not pressured outside of Utica.
Still like to see no eyes on that ballista though for Axum, so that could be a big surprise.
I don't like the spears position in the forests that far forward. Let the city tank for you. Okay, good. He is actually pulling back. Or no, he's pulling something up here. Okay.
A slinger. He moved a slinger up.
Yeah. My point is, like, you don't need to stand in front of your city unless you don't need to stand in front of your city like that.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be behind your city or alongside your city, so that because like that's technically a little vulnerable there.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of players realize that technically the point of the city center is for it to get hit, not the other way around. Yep. I think it's a very civilization strategy to feel like, oh no, I can't let people attack my city. But even though things like discontent or whatever pile up in Old World, and of course that's a nuisance and can be an issue long term, you want to attack around the city, not in front of it.
We've got an anchor in the northwest outside the volcano.
Love that. I would love to see some tile buying. Really, just a couple of tiles would allow you to anchor and flank the volcano.
Yeah. Don't see another buy room anywhere. Do have that free settler sitting back there. Yeah, so I guess he's going to attack next turn.
7 turns on a buy room.
Awkwardly, we have these raiders coming in here as well in Sabat.
Yeah.
We did not make peace with the Dominions. Looks like we did take the tribute.
Nearby Demit will be able to deal with these raiders, which is not too bad.
We did take the tribute instead of the opinion. So,
not thinking in terms of peace.
I do like getting peace just to prevent raids when I'm ready to go fight my opponent, because
100%. I think we've seen that in the tournament a little bit, where players are just allowing the raids and the shitty diplomacy situation to play out when it's like, dude,
Yakman comes to mind.
yeah, just use your ambassador for what they're good for and shut the raids off. Like, you have the tools are in your control.
And of course, the opposing player can ask the tribe to declare war,
right,
and punish you for that. All right, let's see what Carthage does here. Interestingly, Axum did not attack last turn. I'm not really sure where all their orders went, but they did use them up pretty quickly.
It is unfortunate. Like I do think it opens up better positioning for Carthage now.
Yes. Yeah, Carthage can pressure Cajito. Go ahead.
Shitty. Well, you never want to see a tactician placed on the ballista.
Ooh, yes, that is going to be tough given how melee heavy Axum is right now. He does have Archer upgrade available, right? He did get Compo. Yes, he does have Compo. He hasn't upgraded anything. Would love to see some upgrades there.
Yeah, hopefully we can see that next turn.
Maybe we'll see it next turn, because like I wouldn't attack with slingers if I can upgrade to archers.
Yeah. Especially, you have, I mean, really, the strategic significance of Kaito is just so amazing. You have forested hills all around this
Yep.
one city. So, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to leave in like 15, 20 minutes, and
Yeah. Such is life, always just before the conflict breaks out.
yeah. But yeah, this game is picking up a little bit. Law choice available for Carthage, epics or exploration. No particular rush to get that. I guess there are some nice rivers. Exploration could be handy here. He's continuing to move these forces forward in the south.
We do have the Jebel being constructed now by the Carthaginians. I don't quite know where yet. Let's see if I can.
It's in the state seat.
Okay.
It's on the hill in the state seat, but he hasn't spread Zoro, I guess, 5 cities. So he's just been a little bit of natural spread. So hopefully we'll get the rest of them to the other 3 cities.
I think he's going to do that. He has a disciple up here on this road, and I suspect it's moving around for the spread.
Yep, that makes sense. That's good. Yeah, love the roading as well. I'm a little worried about this Numidian sitch because, like, I feel like
I would like to see him adopt Revelation as well, because that's going to synergize with Jebel.
Yeah, Rev will really speed the spread as well, and also orders from Jebel.
Yeah,
and Jebel's big when you have world religion. I'm not sure I would have picked up Judaism manually, just because it just feels like a headache at this point. All right, Carthage is again. Yeah, Saldae, like, I don't think he realizes how much damage those spears can do, because like those Libyan cavalry should not be in the front.
Yeah,
he's going to die.
Yeah, I know.
Especially as range.
They haven't moved at all.
Especially as range.
It's what we've been saying, right? Like, it's almost like the instinct is to protect the city center, which, like, all of these units should be behind the city.
Correct. Yep. Come at my city. Maybe one unit in the city, ideally with the.
Because the other thing too that
could build walls in this situation. This could be a situation for walls. Maybe like 2 or 3 turns ago.
The other thing that we can't stress enough as well is that don't forget that the city centers themselves provide zone of control.
Yes.
So in a tight spot like this,
he built a forum.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't have walls. That's why he can't build walls.
No,
he doesn't have polis.
No, he doesn't have polis.
All right. Well, that makes sense. But yes, like, it would have been good to, like, this is one of the situations where I'm like, I know there's going to be conflict on this city. I'm going to have the city take. I'm going to get walls.
So yeah, and in an odd enough situation, when you settled Saldae, for example, you could do one of 2 things: either just build a military unit right away, or start walls.
Either is totally fine.
Yeah.
The thing is, C-Sand, you do want to attack. You want to fight on your territory because you get an advantage for being on your territory.
And so the other good thing, example too, right, is like right here in Kaito, by having units back here, right, is if your opponent comes in to try and attack the city, then first of all, the zone of control is going to protect these units from back here. And then second of all, these units can use the coastal movement to do flanking maneuvers as well. So it's really difficult to attack into a city like this, unless you just have overwhelming force and like counter forces and things. So like the ballista is going to do a nice amount of work. But
I would like to see.
Go ahead.
A Byreme coming. I would have liked to see a Byreme out of Thapsus. I don't like that rancher over there for the last 4 turns. Like,
yeah.
All right, let's see what Axum does here.
Yeah. All right, Axumites, let's go.
Are they going to go in? I mean, they can just kill the 6 strength upgraded cav pretty easily. They are similar now as well, which is really bad if you're Carthage and have 11 mercenary units.
Oh, that's really bad for Carthage.
Similar means actually you're behind.
That does. It does. We're seeing mass archer upgrade.
Okay, so they're going to go in next turn. So
love to see it.
Love to see these archer upgrades. He got lots of training. He can probably upgrade this.
Love to see it. Wow, that's some strong posturing. To be honest,
To
be honest, I think I might have just gone in, killed a Libyan with a couple spears. Maybe I lose a spear next turn.
Libyans and had the archer upgrade behind as support. Like,
yeah,
those things better run away at this next turn, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, yes, you could have killed them easily.
Well,
right,
one thing, classic.
That is for him.
Classic. Well, see, basically, one thing I'm thinking is like most of there's a lot of combat that's kind of about choosing what units you're going to lose. So I wouldn't have no problem starting this fight, killing a Libyan. Maybe I lose a spear next turn, but then on the next turn, all the archers and the remaining spears and Demit would go in and wipe, like whatever.
I'm also told that I'm apparently only 60% of your volume. I don't know if you want to turn me up on your Discord. Siontific, that might help.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can get you turned up.
Testing 129.
No, hold on. I'm not. Hold on. Let's see.
Testing, 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 testing. Old World is a 4X strategy game from Mohawk Games.
I don't know why I don't have your... Oh, there you are. Okay. All right,
Yes.
now go.
Testing, testing. Old World is a 4X strategy game from Mohawk Games.
All right. Well, you didn't really sound that different to me, but I did turn you all the way up.
All right. Hopefully that's better. Thanks for the heads up there.
Okay, so we have postured. One thing...
Yeah, I think Axum's going in next turn.
I don't like this one Zealot Spear right here. You needed a second one out in here to really fully block this because you didn't extend... Even to the infantry units, you didn't extend enough zone of control.
Which one? The one north or the
north of Kahido? No, this Zealot Spear north of Kahido. If there,
Yeah,
I mean, Carthage doesn't have enough training, but you're still technically...
No, he needed one more move. He could have just moved one more.
Yeah, one more move, and that would have done the zone of control.
Put it on the hill, and then it locks everyone in.
Yeah. All right, so let's see how Carthage reacts to the situation. We did get the 2 more archer upgrades, so that was a completely mass upgrade. 3 archers in the west and 2 archers in the east in Kahido.
What did he just attack? He attacked a scout. Oh, a scout got revealed somehow. Okay. Axum left a scout in Utica.
Must have moved forward.
Slaughtered.
That's not the worst. You definitely
that means
find out that there's a ballista there.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows about the ballista.
I mean, that's one way to do it for sure. And I mean, technically, it also the ballista didn't move towards me this round, which is also good.
So I mean, I think actually, if Carthage or if Axum times this right, he's going to be able to take Saldae in the next 2 turns before Carthage can really pressure.
I think so.
And what is going on in the south? Like, look at we've got these two Axemen and 2 archers just walking across hilly terrain.
This is amazing.
This is amazing. I just don't even like that. That does not feel like a good idea to me. So,
this is amazing.
Like, I don't. I mean, I guess Axum doesn't see it coming yet.
They do not.
Since they don't have a scout there. But yeah, Okay, well, by the time they get to Sabat, though, Saldae will have fallen, and it'll be easily reinforceable from Kahito.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's also... Oh, we're moving up further. We're moving up further.
Just continuing to move.
So maybe the hope...
Vision, right?
So maybe the hope...
So Axum can see this now.
Yeah, but now here's the thing. Axum's going to see 4 units, right? So this is going to be the mind game. Axum's going to see, 4 units. What Axum doesn't know if this is if this is 4 units or 20 units.
Right. There's just the 4. So.
Right. What I'm saying, Axum doesn't know that.
Correct. Yeah.
So Axum could see these units coming out of the woods.
And he's buying the 5 strength Libyan cavalry. Perfect.
Nice. So so this could serve as a bit of an oh shit bait, getting Axum to not attack Saldae.
I mean, honestly, if I'm Axum, I just pull the slinger back into Sabat. Keep an eye on what's going on there. The city's not going to fall. Take Saldae, and then I have a reinforcement line from Kahito to Sabat very easily, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, but some people flinch.
Unify your forces. Yeah, no, people. That's true. It's true.
Yeah. Which is what I'm excited to see from Sabertooth here. I want to see Sabertooth say, okay, well, maybe I'm in trouble in Sabat. I don't know, but I'm definitely taking Saldae first. So.
Yeah. Let's see what he does next turn. This is going to be, I think. Carthage is out of orders. No, is Carthage out of orders? No, Carthage, I'm looking at Axum. Carthage, 4 more orders. I like the Libyan cavalry pickup. Not sure how good the Libyan cavalry is going to be, but hey, every unit helps.
Yep, a body is a body for sure.
Could buy another one for 900 gold.
I mean, honestly, that's not too bad. I'm used to these things getting into the thousands because I still buy stuff even when they're at war with me.
Yeah, I do too.
Our free elephant is moving up.
Yeah, I also don't love buying this many units at this point, honestly. I feel it's just like you're not going to get value to them. And like, I prefer to buy a couple and then upgrade them to 6 strength and use them as opposed to having like 10 3 strength units. That's not very... Though I guess you can upgrade them. But, yeah.
Well, these are 5 strength units, though. They're still good.
Yes, this one that he just bought is a 5 strength. Yeah, that's fine.
That's not bad. Most of the units on the map are all 5 strength.
My point is like the skirmishers, the 3 strength skirmishers that are just chilling around.
Yeah.
Like they're not upgraded. Like what's like All right. He did pull an archer into the city, so he looks like he's defending Salday. All right, now let's see what Axum does, or if our players are like, let's take a break here.
This is so funny. We have Utica building a miner rather than just building an African elephant in 5 turns. Or anything, or another axe in 3.
Yeah, I feel like the time for the miner has passed, especially once you've unlocked your unique unit and you're sitting on a pile of civics. Could he just rush out it? I don't know the conversion. 120 training for your first rush.
He could rush out. Oh yeah, with the civics wait, hold on. What? How much civics? Yeah, he has way more than enough to rush out an African elephant. It's like 380, I think, for
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up right
6
now.
strength.
It is 100 plus. Yeah. Yeah. First African elephant rush is 286. That seems way too low.
I think it's 380. But maybe it's 280.
No. I think, and then there's a cost. I think for. I need to rethink about how this works.
I like. Carthage is like, you want to end after the next turn? And Axum's like, sure. And then immediately starts attacking.
All right, yes, we do have conflict here in Salday.
That's great. All right.
And I'm pretty sure I would... Oh, wow, he's moving in from both sides. This is
Love
going
it.
to be ugly for
This is amazing.
Carthage.
We have 1 death so far. Honestly, I think the
this
troops
doesn't
from
have the
Kaido
orders
are
for
a
it.
bit overkill.
They are. I would have loved to see the ones from the west move first, just because you're now out of orders.
Yep.
And also, you only got 1 kill.
And it was
you
not
don't
the
wanna
unit you
just-
want to kill. You want to kill the 6
No.
strength units. But,
Yes,
all
you want
right.
to kill the 6 strength.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
moving from Kaido was a mistake.
He does have the force march. He is going to buy orders. Good. Because he's going to kill that unit, right?
Good.
Okay. At least we got 1. Could have killed both, though, had you moved with everything from the west first.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Because-
I think I would have preferred that.
Yeah, 100%. He wouldn't have used a force march. And so think about the battle. Even if you got the 1 kill, it would have been a 6 strength Libyan, not a 3 strength skirmisher.
Yes, and if you had a trader worker up there, you could have done some combat roading as well to get everything much better. Like 2 trader workers tied together. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, boom. All the way to Salday. Love trader workers for that.
Man, this stuff can still get out, though. Like, the big thing for me is, like,
Yes, you
nabbing
didn't
that
lock-
camel
you
archer.
didn't lock them in.
Yeah, nabbing that camel
Yeah,
archer
the
would be
spe-
really
the spear
nice.
needs to move 1 tile to the northwest, and then it locks along the mountains.
Yeah.
The Zealot Spear, north of Cajito.
I really think nabbing that camel archer would be nice. And that's probably going to get away if Carthage force marches it out.
Carthage can't take Cajito even if they attack with everything next turn. It's too tanky.
Yeah. If not, there's also not even enough tiles to attack it from.
Yeah. All right. What does Carthage do here? I think retreat?
Run.
Question mark?
Run,
I mean,
yeah.
the correct time to retreat was earlier.
Yeah. He can save the camel archer. That's about it. Everything else is probably dead.
Yeah, the camel archer will need a force march, but it can get out to Utica.
Yeah. So honestly, if it were me, that would probably be the only thing I'd do. Or I'd maybe try to get a kill.
Leave the archer. Yeah, leave the archer in the city with the zealot. And then you can't really kill anything.
He can kill a spear, I think.
I don't see how he's going to kill a spear.
He can kill a spear.
With what?
He could kill a spear with a Libyan, the archer zealot, and then this guy, but back here. This javelineer. So I would just do that. I'd kill one of the spears, and then I'd force march the camel
Archer
away. This
if you're running away with the camel archer, you're not going to be able to kill anything.
I'm not running away with the archer.
Oh, you're not. You're with the camel archer.
With the camel archer, I can run. So look,
think you're
if we have this blank cleric spearman out in the open here by these hills.
Yes, on the east.
So the Libyan does 7 damage to it. The archer does 10, and the javelineer, if it moves up, does 5.
Yes, that one you can kill. Although I don't think the Libyan can reach that one.
If it moves up 1 space, it will. It's a ranged unit. They're all ranged units.
If it moves to the hill.
They're all ranged units, so they can all hit.
Yeah,
anyway, it looks like he's attacking the hero, so that would require everything, I think. That would require the camel archer to stay.
That was the unit I was looking at. So
So that's unfortunate. Oh, we are moving towards Kaito. Sorry, chat and viewers.
Yes, we do have some axes coming in.
That's
nothing really
bad.
to stress out about.
That's so bad. Oh man, Carthage is boned.
Bad play from Carthage. Yeah, that's bad play for Carthage. That's not correct move here.
Yeah, he just tossed away a couple more axes because I do not think.
And unfortunately, the ballista.
Well, maybe because I don't know that he has the orders and the damage to get the ballista, but look at this ballista attacking this Demit out in the open, not even in the woods yet. It still only did 8 damage.
Yeah,
so once this Demit comes back. Yeah. So once the Demit comes back into these woods, that's going to be less damage, and it's already doing 13 damage to these axes. These axes are dead. Everything over here is dead. I would not have attacked here.
And the Demit can also just sit in the city and kill the axes.
Yeah. Yep, there's that as well.
Immune to the ballista.
All right.
Yeah, but this is why I wouldn't have loved. So this is why I did not like the move from Axum to move with the forces west. I would have just had them behind the city, but then attacked primarily with the forces. That way,
I agree.
You have to move everything back, right, to defend, as opposed to
everything Sabertooth had up front in this section outside of Zula that we're looking at now would have 100% been enough to take Salday on their own. Yes, I agree.
Yep.
And then the forces in Kaito could have maybe grabbed any stragglers on the retreat or dealt with this incoming force here. Or deferred it. But honestly, I think it's actually good that Carthage got baited to move in term for Axum anyway, because wait a minute. The Demit actually can make it to the ballista. That Demit, you might be right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think he can kill the ballista potentially. I don't know what else. I mean, the spear can come by, do 7. The Demit can do 12.
Oh, he's got another Demit in range from the south, from all this.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's enough.
Yeah, you lose the ballista, you're in deep trouble. They're like, you got to protect that unit.
That's enough. Oh my God.
Yeah, we'll see if Sabertooth sees it, right? Like, I mean,
yeah.
And Axum is pretty order constrained as well. So. And Carthage is pumping out. No, Carthage isn't running decrees. They're getting disciples right now. What are you doing?
Well, so here's the thing. Actually, currently, just off raw orders, not worker turns or anything else, Axum actually has 2 more orders than Carthage now for the first time. Yeah. 34 orders to 32.
I was expecting Carthage would be Constitution, but they're tyranny. I was expecting they would be running decrees in their statesman seat. Like, yeah. Anyway, well, let's see here. Axum, what does Axum do?
Well, I'm curious about something. It just
last turn.
I'll pop real quick.
All right, okay. I'll let you know. Like, maybe worth watching the combat. Well, I can look it up. Tell me what you want to look up.
No, I just checked. I wanted to see if there was a judge access in the trader's seat for Axum, and there was not.
We do.
We're going for the ballista.
There was.
Ballista down.
The ballista is dead. Yeah.
That's amazing, and that's more units that are blocked in for the Carthaginians.
Yes. Tactician ballista. Also, I guess that spear that was blocking got attacked by a Carthaginian axe.
It did.
Last turn. Yeah. But force march again.
Wow.
What is he? Oh, he's attacking that axe with a force march? That's.
My thinking here is he's going for the Zoc. Yeah, he's going to make sure that everything can't get away.
Yeah, nothing can get out. I see.
Because, again, as we've already said, he knows that the force outside Salday can win that conflict. So why not just make sure you kill more shit?
Yep. No, makes sense. And then, he's now completely out of orders. Didn't quite kill the stuff in the west, but like it's not like he's not going to roll right over that. All right. Well, is Axis similar? Let's look at the paragraph.
It'll update next turn, I think.
Yeah. Not live updating. What about Carthage's units in the west or in the south? They didn't move last turn. I think they're just chilling there.
Yeah.
So this is the problem with 2 front battles. Your forces are split.
Yeah.
And effectively, Carthage is like, imagine if those 2 axes and 2 archers were in the north. That would help a lot, right?
Yep. Oh man. And so let's really break this down. What's going down here? We've lost the ballista. We've lost what I think, honestly, might have been the starting Carthaginian slinger. This archer, I think, with how well it's promoted, might have been the very first unit of the game. So this is going to go down with its, several promotions. We're going to lose. We've already lost 1 6 strength Libyan cavalry. We're going to lose another one. We could very likely still lose the camel archer if we don't save it. So all of these advantages that we've accrued in these 60 turns of game are just about to get obliterated by Carthage, by Axum.
Yeah. Yes, he will be able to kill the spear. Let's see how he can. He is.
Yep,
Is that moving forward or backward? Of that?
Still engaging.
That's going to move forward. Yeah, he's trying to kill the Demits.
Yeah. He will be able to, but he still won't be able to move either axe.
Or no, that slinger killed the very hurt spear, the zealot spear.
And remember, so much of this was possible from an absolute blunder from MongrelEyes and a complete ballsy gambit from Sabertooth in grabbing this Kohito city site. Let's not forget that the Carthaginian settler literally was one tile away from the city site.
There. Yes, right there.
Right there.
This is also another reason to force march your settler set. Like, how do you force march?
Yeah, you don't fuck around with it. You settle the site when you can.
Leaving something on the site would have been good. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Even if it's like, I mean, the best case scenario is nothing happens. Sometimes your opponent will awkwardly put a scout on the site, and then you have to waste time killing it. So you always want to protect those city sites if you can.
Now,
early game it can be challenging. So
now Carthage, of course, is not down and out. We're 6 turns away from battle line, which will be really good. We have machinery up and coming. We have a very strong core with good science and good econ. So game's not over yet, but this is definitely a battle that's going to go in favor of the Axumites, which would have not been my initial prediction.
Yes, onagers will stop, of course, anything. Like if you put onagers up in Utica, there's nothing Carthage can do.
Except bring in the Stompy boys from Adwa.
Not, I mean, initially, right? And obviously you're going to need time to get the onagers up.
Oh, so actually, dude, the one elephant on the map for the Axum side actually is in their champ seat. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the other way for
Axum. They managed to get the one elephant in the champ seat.
Yes, I see it. Yeah. Where is that elephant? Oh, Carthage doesn't even have that elephant in its borders.
No. So the camel archer moved up to engage in this fight as well. Okay. That's a lot to try.
He's trying to kill this Demit.
Yeah, it's so much effort too, and it's just not.
Oh, he's not gonna have enough.
He's not gonna have enough. Rounding errors. Errors.
The camel archer is 1 hit point away. What else can we bring over?
Rounding errors.
We can't quite. Oh, the Scavengelier can't do it.
Skirmisher.
You would have to force march the archer out. The skirmisher won't.
There's a skirmisher in Thapsus that can make it.
In Thapsus, can it make it? Oh, yes.
It literally.
Yes,
at the end of the force march onto this hill. March. That's so funny.
Will he see it? Will he find it?
Yeah, I know. It's tucked in there pretty good. That's amazing.
If you ever watch my POV streams, I'm like, I need 1 damage. Where can I find 1 damage?
Archer come.
All right, the archer did it. Yeah. All right, so he's basically abandoning Salday.
Yeah,
collapsing. So he's unifying his forces at last, but that means all these forces in the west are going to wash over Salday and then come crashing onto Utica. I don't know that he actually has 4 turns to get machinery at this point.
I don't think he does. But I mean, in terms of...
He's got a lot of axemen, so maybe macemen. So you can.
I was going to say, yeah. I think that could...
Then you really need to invest in iron, because you don't have a very good iron income.
He can sell a shitload of food, though, so he'll be fine.
He also has a ton of money. Yeah. So he's fine there. Yeah, Carthage cheating with traders. Axum also cheating with traders. Traders just feel like cheating, honestly.
Yeah, these archers will do a number on these axes out in the open. There's not enough woods around on the defense for Utica.
What I would like to see from Carthage: switch to African elephant in Utica. Press rush button.
Yeah, even despite the couple of spears, that's not the bad play, because you'll have axes or maces to deal with the spears.
If you did it the last 3 turns, you'd have 3 elephants ready, to your point, right?
No, this is I understand. 100%. Yeah, I goes without saying that I don't think people rush enough in this game. But it's a tricky skill to develop.
Yeah. All right, This is a thrilling conclusion to this session. I guess we'll have to wait for the next and third part, but definitely very interesting. Axum is actually on 10 cities to Carthage's 8. and
That's
will be
incredible.
11 once they take Salday.
That's incredible.
I would not expect them to like out-expand Carthage, but Carthage kind of like this Numidian thing is like not working for them.
Yeah, I think that was a misplay. I would think piecing them at first was fine, even grabbing up here. But I think ultimately at some point you want to clear it out and settle it all.
I mean, the risk is like you just don't have tempo once you have a border, right? You can't go back and clear them. I guess you could buy them and then attack all at once, but like it's a lot of investment into units that are not very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's an exciting.
That should be the end there, yeah, I suppose. Right. Wow. What a lovely bit of action here at the end of this second session.
Gotta love the Founding Quijito. That has to go into the highlight reel. Oh, my Lord.
Amazing. Yeah, that is definitely going to go in the trailer. 100%. Highlight reel, trailer, or whatever. Yeah. Those are the types of plays that make this game for me. I love to see. And I love the boldness because, again, you and I both said, oh, you'll probably just lose the city. And then, of course, it's funny because once it actually happened, we were both like, oh, wait a minute. No, this is amazing.
It's a very defensible city. Yeah, the hills, the forest, like the mountains, and the Byreme also is huge.
Yeah.
Immediately building the Byreme as soon as he saw that settler site was there. That was critical. All right, that is this sesh.
Yeah, Sabertooth was on fire this session. Let's take a look at some endgame stats. Alcaris, if you want to duck out since you were headed away anyway. I will drop.
Thank you.
All right.
It was a pleasure, Sion. Take care.
All right, take care. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so to just do some final end session stats here for us, let's look at military units produced. That's what's intriguing me here right now. Axumites have built 21 military units to the Carthaginian 13, and let's not forget that Carthage has built 12 units. Purchased 12 mercenary units, but they're in a bit of trouble here. I believe they're going to be losing quite a bit more units in this area as the Axumites here. Let's pause this timer for them. Yeah, I'm going to pause this timer for them. And, so there's going to be suffering some losses. They will trade kills in this conflict. I'm sure that Axum should be able to hold the city, no problem. He has units in the back line that can travel up. He has good production. He has more demits that can make their way up to the city pretty easily. In fact, we are still in forced march range all the way back from here. We're getting 300 training per turn. So the Axumite champion city can force march all the way to Kahaito if they have to. So there's certainly no way that the Carthaginians are taking the city, I don't think. And while both sides could trade units, I think that's ultimately beneficial for the Axumites because currently we see more units present and built in Axum that in terms of hard line construction. The mercenaries are nice at the start, but they don't last all game, usually. What else do we want to look at? Econ, we have 75 improvements for the Carthaginians, for 59 for Axum. Let's do a quick recap here of Econ in general. I am on Axum, so I'll go for... So we have 100 science per turn to 81 science per turn. We have 1,000 gold. That was in favor of the Carthaginians. 1,000 gold for the Carthage to 600 gold for the Axumites. 37 orders for Carthage, 34 for the Axumites. And we have, let's see here, 85 stone to 84 stone, so running even. 26 iron, 14 iron in favor of Carthage. Both... Oh, actually, no. Axum's really low on food. Only +2 food to 118 for the Carthaginians. So overall, their economies are more or less even, but with a slight edge and advantage there for the Carthaginians. And then the last thing I want to take a look at is, of course, our military score. So we've had a bit of a dip here for Axum, which does look like a sharper dip than Carthage. However, losing the ballista and losing a handful of these specially upgraded units is sure to hurt once we start next session. Anyway, I'm going to close out the session here, so thanks for joining in with us live. If you came in after the fact on YouTube and you're checking out the video, please give us a like, a subscribe, leave a comment. I try my best to read and respond to all of the comments on YouTube. And yeah, hop on over to the Mohawk official YouTube channel to subscribe or check out the playlist of all the tournament matches. And take care. Have a good day.